Hey everybody, I am Brandon Jones. This is Kyle Bossman. Ooh, just jazz hands. Jazz hands. I like it.
Look at this, 5 gift subs.
3 and 9 o'clock. Profound Badness. Thanks so much.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? We're going to try to be nice and quiet because our levels are a bit blown out today.
Okay.
Just a bit. So just keep nice, cozy, conversational tones here on the Easy Eyes Community Showcase. I should probably get the notes. I should probably get my clipboard.
Where's your clipboard?
It's in my backpack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so chat, we are curious about our audio levels. If they are peaking, just let us know. You and Brad screwed it up. They tried it as hard as they could. Tuck for Flowered, a whole new sub, thank you. We didn't even start yet. We didn't even do a thing. Chat, I do have a question for you. I've seen this thing about we are peaking already. Cool. We'll get on that ASAP. Already peaking, Jonesy.
Already peaking. Copy that, already peaking.
People sharing emotes. What is that? Is that a new Twitch thing?
Copy that, already peaking.
That seems cool.
This is the Easy Allies Community Showcase. This is our $10 and above tier at patreon.com/easyallies. Once a month, we gather and we go through comments, which I'm about to read. We go through drawings, photographs, screenshots, voiceover, a new category submitted by one of our patrons this year. Entirely new category. Had to figure out how to fit that in. Voiceover.
Yeah.
Not music, music. And finally, videos at the very end. We're going to do mostly comments right at the beginning. So a good hour and a half to 2 hours of the showcase will literally be you sitting right there, me sitting right here, and reading all of this off. I do want you to read the very first comment, though.
Okay.
You prepped like you were going to say something.
I do want to say that it's not just us listening to comments. I do like to roast them.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
That's the thing, is we bring in a new ally every single time. Kyle is extremely inconsiderate when it comes to the effort put forth on the part of our patrons. Considering, obviously, $10 is more than you would spend on Disney Plus. So these people are not only giving to us financially, they're giving to us creatively. They are making our Twitch channel better and more diverse. And Kyle just frankly doesn't care. He's just here just to kind of... It's actually kind of a bizarre form of equality, that you're just like, you don't really favor anybody.
Right.
I'll
roast Jones, I'll roast you.
But we do warn people in advance who is going to be on the showcase. So for all the people submitting, they did know Kyle was going to be sitting on the couch. So in their own weird way, they did know what they were signing up for.
You know what I was just thinking? There's just nothing that ties these 5 stuffed things together. It's just clearly like... You just got a bunch of gifts.
It's true. I would say that Porky Pig and Batman were both owned by Warner Brothers. So that is the one. If you go to Magic Mountain, you can see properties. They're both there. They're both in Magic Mountain. So maybe that's the only one.
Okay.
I would love that crossover between Porky Pig and Batman. Remember, we are having.
It's happened.
Yeah, Porky Pig and Batman.
Yep.
Oh. We had Spider-Man and pigs have crossed over before, but remember, we don't want to peek out. But if you could please read the first comment from Abraham Sozer, I'd appreciate it.
Kamehameha.
We just lost like 100 viewers.
Extra hame in there. Not sure what that's about, but all right.
Kamehameha. Yeah.
Okay.
But you...
Hey, you pay for it? We'll do it.
Oh, there's actually an extra ha. It's ha-ha. See that H? Look at that H.
Ooh, and there was an extra ha-ha too. Okay, all right. I blew it.
Also props. We have... So here's how the showcase works, Kyle. Mm-hmm. So I put up the post. Some people just jump in, and most people jump in and they try to secure the hot spot. They want to get right on top there with the comments.
Yeah.
When we move on to photos or drawings and stuff like that, they want to be first.
Right.
So they just jump in, they say hold, and then...
Forget about it.
Some people, right, some people have. But some people, some of our wonderful patrons will jump in and just remind people. They'll leave a comment and they'll say, hey, just FYI, tomorrow's a showcase. The deadline's coming up in 6 hours. You might want to do it. And that was from the lovely Ibrahim Sozer. And somebody thought that was a placeholder comment.
Yes.
And so replied and said, ooh, you might want to update your comment. And Ibrahim Sozer replied to that and said, how about no?
Whoa.
I love it. The salt.
How about no?
Kits no. I hope I'm not too late. I haven't done much these past few months between work and such, but here's some old poetry.
Too late, next.
Too late. There is a yearning, a shake to your fingers, a want, never spoken. Something more, something better. Somewhere free, somewhere happy. Something. Something. A whisper of a dream slipping out of your grasp. Come home. Come home. But aren't you already home? Come home. Come home. But is this not where you were born? Come home. Be here. Is this not where you were raised? Be here. Come home. Is this not your family, the people who clothed you? Find your way. Find us. Are you not yourself? Find yourself. Find us. Who are you? Come home. Be you. Who are you? Come home. Come home.
That's a sad poem, Jones.
I know, dude, they're all sad.
But you read it in like this encouraging way. I think that poem is way sadder than the read, dude.
Well, you know, that's just I'm an eternal optimist, Kyle.
Okay, sure.
I'm always trying to turn the dial up.
I like that.
Especially here in the Community Showcase. Megan Linhart. Hey guys, finally ready to write the final review for Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2.
Okay.
Have you seen this film?
Not a single Twilight movie.
I have seen the first Twilight film. I have had this book described to me. Amanda read all of the Twilight books, and I had the ending of this described to me, but I've never seen the film. I'm actually kind of tempted to see it after this review. After the mess that was Part 1, at least 2 has some actual things happening, but it's still bad. Also, Twilight Part 2 spoilers, obviously, but, you know, probably too late to worry about that. So the film starts immediately after Part 1, where Bella wakes up with a vampire. She finally meets her daughter, Renesmee. Yes, that's a real name that people came up with. Renesmee. Renesmee? Renesmee? Renesmee.
Renesmee.
Then, shortly after the Cullens notice Renesmee is growing at a rapid pace. Rapid as in growing 8 years over the course of a few months. This is one of my favorite things, just personally, this is me. This is one of my favorite things about the Twilight series, is vampires age super quickly until they get hot, and then they stop aging. That's like the justification for when why they stop at that age. It's like maximum hotness, and then they plateau. Eventually, word of the child gets to the Vampire Council, the Volturi, and they think she is an immortal child, which were children turned.
So if you're a hot child, you just stop at that point?
I guess, yeah.
You become an immortal child.
Which were children turned. They were all killed off centuries ago because they couldn't be controlled, so they're coming to kill Renesmee. The next half of the film is the Cullens going around the world to other vampire clans to gather as many witnesses as they can to prove she isn't one for some reason. All culminating in a sick battle between the clans and the Volturi, where heads are ripped off, the earth splits, and a bunch of vampires are thrown into this huge magma pit. Main characters die. It's awesome. Until we all realize the battle is all a dream and the film ends. As you can probably tell, I hate this movie. The plot is quite literally thrown together, extremely pointless, and has no stakes or consequences. No one develops or grows. It's just a boring, convoluted chore to watch. The music continues to be pretty good, and that battle scene is truly awesome and quite shocking for a Twilight movie, but because it's not even real, I just don't care. I love the first 3 films because they are full of camp and goofiness that I can appreciate, but these 2 are just so stretched thin, and I'm happy to pretend they don't exist. 2 out of 10. I hope you'll like my Twilight reviews. This truly is a bizarre series of films for me, as the quality is just plain terrible, but I find immense enjoyment watching them. How they were so huge is really beyond me, but I'm so happy they exist, and it's truly a piece of cinematic history. I hope never gets lost. See you guys next month, where I'll be talking about the TV series Scam, with a K. S-K-A-M.
I've never heard of Scam.
We got some weird TV shows coming up in the showcase.
Cool.
Have a safe and happy holidays, allies, and chat. I love it.
Dream sequence, bummer, dude. Just the worst.
I don't know if that's what they did in the book. I remember Amanda saying in the book that Bella literally steps forward and is like, no. And like, because it's like a thing of like, as a vampire, kind of like a Jedi, like you discover your own powers. Like an interview with the vampire where he's like, read their thoughts. And Brad Pitt's like, I can't. And he's like, oh, well, we all have a different gift. That's like her gift, is just to be like, no. And then like, that's the end. She's just like, I am Bella and I stop all of you. And they're like, oh my God, you know what? Right. Yeah, we should stop. And then like, that's like
cool
Bella's power. I know, right?
Yeah.
I wish I had that power sometimes. Kyle, no.
I think that's the point, is you do. You have that power.
I don't. I fake that. I pretend I have that power.
Okay.
That's why I work here at EC Allies to give off the illusion of control. Bearded Scotsman 86. Hey, Brandon and Kyle. Started off the month with the Mafia 3 DLCs.
Okay.
Which you don't hear a lot about.
Yeah.
I enjoyed the first 2 DLCs, although the third had some drawn-out bits. The first sends you to a new area where a racist sheriff is abusing his power. The next sends you off to an island to help out the CIA. The third is just focused in the main city area with a cult that keeps finding a way to get you to inhale drugs. After Far Cry 4, I realized I dislike drug sequences, which is probably why it felt drawn out.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I'm so over campaign moments where they're like, oh, you got captured. You're like, I didn't.
Yeah.
Like, you captured me.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you got to break out. I'm like, all right. Next game up was Batman: The Enemy Within, which I know you played season 1. Did you play season 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, baby. What a fantastic Batman story. After each episode, I watched Bruce versus Batman on Easy A Plays. Oh, thanks. It was so much fun to see where the story differed when Brandon played it. The first 4 episodes were almost identical, no matter the different choices made. Within a few minutes of a major difference, the story came back around to the same point. Episode 5, on the other hand, was completely different. I had completely different scenes for the whole episode, which really surprised me. I then moved on to the DLC for Diablo 3. Very good DLC, very good soundtrack. It just consisted of playing through the game's story with a new class. The big negative here was the trophies. They forced you to play through in a set way throughout to unlock them all. By the end of the story, I was missing 1, which left me killing the same 3 enemies in the same manner over 250 times. For the majority of this month was spent playing Vikings Wolves of Midgard.
No.
No. Not at all. A Diablo-style game that discourages you from mixing up playstyles. You can pick any of the 5 class types you want and switch your weapons to change class, but you only get 2 gift points to spend on each level unlock, and the 5 class trees are completely separate. So if you spend 10 points in bows, which I would, and then switch to dual wielding, you will have no perks. You only get to use your perks with the bow equipped. This is a long platinum that requires 3 full playthroughs of the game, 1 normal playthrough, 1 New Game Plus playthrough, and then 1 playthrough on the hardest difficulty in Valhalla mode. 1 life. If you die, then your character is unusable. After doing 1 full playthrough and half on New Game Plus, I moved on to my 1 life playthrough. A lot of time was spent backing up my save so I could restore if I died. I accomplished this, but completely burnt out on the game. I've probably put in around 60 to 70 hours and still have to finish my New Game Plus playthrough. As a break from this, kind of cool that you can go back to it, though. Some games you can't. You just get that one. Like, you can't do multiple playthroughs at the same time. Or it's really confusing to figure out what's what. As a break from this, I moved on to Crash Bandicoot Warped. From beginning to end, I had the platinum in less than 3 days. From what I hear, those are pretty easy plats. This is by far the easiest of the trilogy. Still a lot of fun, though. Love and respect. Bearded Scotsman 86.
3 is still not an easy plat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you got to do all the time trials and stuff. That's still tough. Apparently, Huber streamed that Vikings game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Of course, that's the hope. Is that is a game that Huber at least knows exists. Brandon K. Gann. Before getting started on my GOATY list, I want to give a special recommendation to a game, commendation to a game I've seen in its entirety but have not played, Resident Evil 2 Remake. I really believe it's better than most of my list. With that in mind, these are the 9 games I played this year. At 9th, did you play Remake?
I watched Huber play it.
Oh, okay.
There's no minute of that game I haven't seen.
Nice. At 9th and dead last, shots fired, is Wolfenstein Youngblood. As I said a few months ago, it became disappointment of the year through horrible pacing, mission structure, and other problems, despite solid gunplay and the dynamic between the Blazkowicz twins. Hard to expect a lot out of that game. I don't know. I don't think they, sold that game as a lot.
I drafted it. I thought it was going to be a big game.
Yeah. Every time they had a trailer, it was just like, yeah!
Yeah.
Wolfenstein! And there just wasn't, not a lot more going on. Coming in 8th is Creature in the Well, reviewed by Daniel Bloodworth. I love the concept and mechanics, but some of the latter dungeons and puzzles were more luck than skill-based, but still a decent time. I understand that. I hope you get a sequel. 7th is Borderlands 3. Always getting a unique gun, and not once did I feel I got something a second time, kept the in-the-moment gameplay fresh. Plus, having multiple planets was neat, but the writing, map size, certain quests, and tech issues hold it back from being better. Number 6 is Metro Exodus. I got into Metro when I saw this game's reveal at E3 2017, and by the time I played Exodus, I had a good idea what to expect. While the middle of the game wasn't all that enjoyable, and the ending kinda landed with a thud, the rest of the game was memorable, and I look forward to replaying it. What I love about Metro Exodus is Bloodworth just got through playing a bunch of Stadia for our Stadia impressions. Check them out.
Yep.
YouTube.com/EasyAllies if you missed it. And I love that Blood is like, I think I'm gonna finish Exodus on Stadia. Like he like played it a lot, just for something. And I love that was me with Odyssey last year for Goaties, where I was like, I should play enough of Odyssey to understand it. And then I was just like, well, crap.
Yeah.
I'm hooked on this game now. So I love Blood, just addicted to the Stadia version of Exodus.
Yeah, bummer, dude.
So
Because that's where his save is. Yeah. He can't take it away.
It's all compressed. All the dark areas look bad. It's a crashing. Like,
but a game's a game.
Just gotta get through it.
Yep.
Now on to the top 5. Next up is Crash Team Racing Nitro Fueled.
Ooh, that's number 5, huh?
Which I know you're feeling, right?
Yeah.
While there wasn't enough content at launch to last longer than a weekend, and the post-launch addition of microtransactions is really angering, it doesn't take away from that. At the time, this was a fun revisit down memory lane. In 4th place is Observation. Easy Update sold me on getting the game, and what made me like it enough to finish is the unique mechanics and premise. Despite an ending that left me feeling meh, it can be done in a single sitting like Creature in the Well. Not feeling the endings this year. Brandon again.
Endings are important.
I feel bad.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. Taking the bronze medal is Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Just coming off this, but I really enjoyed the exploration and combat. It would be higher except for 2 reasons. 1, tech problems. Definitely.
Okay.
As they're the biggest objective flaw. And 2, and much more distressingly, spiders. Why do developers just have to have spiders in their games?
I mean, they're aliens.
It's true. It's true.
But they're not fun to fight.
It took me a while to get. There are bigger they're big spiders. Then there's little poison spiders. Least favorite enemy in the entire game.
The poison spiders.
Because they do the thing. I hate when like things move faster than they should have just to like be tough.
Oh, when it backs up.
Yeah. When you're like, I gotta attack you, and they're like, nope, nope. And I'm like, okay. And you run over to them. They're like, poison. Like, okay, all right. And then just like get around, and they're just like, oh, here's the other one. He hit you. He hit you again. Hit you again. Hit you again. Like, all right.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do cut in half though, which is nice.
That's it. Yeah, like I'll watch streamers and they like have no problem with it. And it's like, okay, it's probably my fault. I'm just not focusing on them enough.
No, I've died to a couple spiders.
My runner-up is Gears 5. I am very happy with the latest installment, as every mode is accessible in some way, even for solo players like me. My lone problem is a particular story moment, but overall Gears 5 is excellent from gameplay to design. Dying to know what that story moment is. And Kyle, I need to let it go, but it bothers me it's not Gears of War 5. That bothers me. For someone who's actually not super invested in the Gears franchise, it's like...
Yeah, I think it's time to let it go. Gears 5.
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's fine. Because like the Coalition clearly loves Gears a lot, so like they can fine. And my 2019 Game of the Year is, drum roll please. Yeah, you seem like you don't know. You don't know where this is going to go, do you?
I don't think it's Devil May Cry 5.
No.
Yeah,
let's see. Let's see if anybody in chat
Is it going to be
guess.
Slay the Spire, Jones? That's my guess.
Okay, so let's Slay the Spire. Sekiro, we have guesses. AI Somnium Files, a good underdog pick.
We're not going in that direction.
Luigi's Mansion, no, not on the list. RE2 Remake, no, he mentioned that at the beginning, no. Fire Emblem, no. Because somebody's got to mention this. Come on, man. This is one that has been talked about at Easy Allies. Easy to forget. It was earlier in the year.
Okay.
It's a biggie, though.
And it's not Sekiro.
No, it's a big one. People were waiting a long time for this one.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3? I did not see that coming.
And for me, I'm conflicted. Being a Kingdom Hearts fan from the beginning, it's difficult to separate that deep running bias from a critical eye. But when I look at this year in full, it was my favorite game despite its issues. Thank you, Brandon.
Whoa. I respect it. You can run on walls in the game. A lot of people forget that.
That was big?
Yeah. Think about a huge city. Think about a huge, cool...
Oh, sure.
Tokyo, San Francisco. And
Fallen Order, Kingdom Hearts 3, what has better wall running?
Oh, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh my.
Fallen Order gives you better setups for wall running.
It's true. Caesar Villa. Hello, Kyle and Brandon. November was a bad month gaming-wise. Nothing went as planned, so this is going to be one of those weird tangential comments.
Oh.
Tangential or tangential? Tangential?
Tangential.
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 Let's start with clarifications. Jones, Damiani answered the question exactly as I would last month. I consider Four Swords the worst game in the Zelda franchise. And Kyle, last time you were here, I confused you about the Veronica Mars timeline. It goes like this. The show had a 3-season run from 2004 to 2007. Then it got canceled. They made a movie in 2014 with the Kickstarter funding, which I backed and got all my rewards. Then they made 2 books. They continued the story, and all things Veronica stopped again, until last July when a Hulu original revival series was released. Since there's no Hulu here in Mexico, I didn't know that. I was left out of the fun until October 22nd when the series got a DVD release. I ordered it immediately and got it, but I still haven't watched it because something got in the way. The cinema chain I use here in Mexico has this loyalty program with benefits, including giving back 10% of whatever is spent in their complexes and coupons for free rentals on their online platform. It's actually a pretty sweet deal, getting movies for watching movies. Earlier this year, just before the release of Game of Thrones Season 8, they revealed that one could get access to HBO through their streaming platform, and one could even pay with the points earned in the loyalty program. Since I hadn't watched any Game of Thrones before, I saw no benefit for me at the time, but hey, it's cool having the option. Then on the last days of October, I got an email from the chain with a promo code, a free month of HBO. And while I knew I couldn't possibly watch 8 seasons of Game of Thrones in a month, it's possible, I took the first thing I watched. I took the offer wondering what advantage I could get. And this is where you come in, Bossman. Do you know where this is going?
Barry, baby.
You know what was the first thing I watched, don't you? I'll give you 10 seconds. After browsing the different series available, I started with Betty because I remembered a frame trap conversation about it. And while the first season didn't do much for me, I can tell you that when I was done with the second one, I realized that I was now hooked and would have to wait a long time to know what comes next. And pretty much that was this last month. I used my spare time to watch everything I could from HBO and abandoned gaming. Now the trial is over, but I will for sure renew that subscription on the last day of the year using my points before they expire, so I may finally give that Game of Thrones thing a try. That's it for this month. Have a wonderful time in the holidays. Allies, love and respect, Caesar. Gotta do Watchmen. I haven't watched a moment of that. I haven't touched Watchmen yet.
Hear ya.
But my goodness, it's crazy. The fervor. Every single episode, people are like, what's going on with this? Even Mandalorian, which I love. Episode 4 Mandalorian was like, yeah, a little weird, a little touch and go. But it just, every episode of Watchmen seems, especially this last one, seems to just like, ah!
So
I'm going to wait till it's over and then, rah, 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 rah.
Jones.
Just Pac-Man through it.
It's been like that except for my comedy writer friends hate Watchmen. And so I wonder what it is about Watchmen they hate that everyone else doesn't. I wonder what that's about. But just like it seems cool to hate Watchmen.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's always cool to hate like the most popular thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, tell me about it. I hate Game of Thrones. Hate it. Yeah.
And one of the best-selling games of the year is Pokemon Sword and Shield.
Yeah.
Oh, hate that.
Yeah.
But and this is somebody who hasn't checked this out. You know what, Kyle?
Huh.
I'm in your camp. I also hate Game of Thrones now.
Nice, dude. Welcome.
But I was super bitter about that last season, and I was super bitter about that last book. The second to last book. We still have 2 books left. Mm-hmm. And like as the months go on, I'm like, all right, I'll read that book. Okay, fine.
I get it.
You can release the book. I'll read I'll read the book. And speaking of books that I've read all 3 of the Dark Materials series, Golden Compass, Subtle Knife, and Amber Spyglass. And that's the HBO series, another HBO series that's running right now. Dark Materials. And I was like, I there's so much to watch, and it just, the cast is a little weird, and I just don't need like another show right now. And Amanda's like, I'm gonna start it, and I'm like, that's great. It's like there's just too much good TV. And I'm remembering like, oh god, it's a good book. The Subtle Knife, good book. Asbo Sapruder. Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's December, which means my time to reflect on this past year. Oh, wait, no. This year sucked. Ew. Yeah. Keep that away from me.
Yeah.
There are actually 2 things that I managed to accomplish in 2019. Keeping musical theater on the all-business Cup of Jones, and 2, we got a little bit that we do, me and Asbo. And I try to keep the personal questions outside. Yeah. But it's a short bit. Only lasts 60 seconds.
Yeah.
It's a good bit.
Good bit.
There was part of it I really wanted to try to commit to memory and not have to read notes when I did the bit joke, but I had to read my notes. It's tough. Memorizing stuff is hard.
I get what you're saying.
I really wanted just off the cuff,
I
had that in the dome, but I did.
No, I know that. I know that feeling. I know that feeling well.
It's a hard song, lots of lyrics. And 2, teaching Kyle what a Pittsburgh toilet is. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it, though.
It's a toilet in the middle of a room.
Well, don't.
I want everybody to know what
now
a
Pittsburgh
toilet is.
Now the mystique is gone.
No, it's very, very funny.
In the middle of a Pittsburgh toilet.
Yeah.
That's how we do things in Pittsburgh. December actually means a lot of time spent in the kitchen, baking cookies, making appetizer, cleaning up, and of course, hiding. So today, I want to turn the spotlight on 3 radio shows I'll be listening to while in the kitchen. There will be 2 sitcoms and a panel show, all from the thankfully region-free BBC Radio 4. The first sitcom is Bleak Expectations by Mark Evans. This is the exceptionally silly one. It's the Dickens parody that also includes a Martian invasion, an army of the undead, and dinosaurs.
That's why it's radio.
It's the one where our orphaned hero, Pip-Bin, faces off against the villainous Gently Benevolent, deliciously played by Anthony Head. It's pure absurdity, and I love it. The second sitcom is Cabin Pressure by John Finmore. This one's a bit more grounded. It's a workplace sitcom where the workplace is a charter plane. The main appeal is its characters, and the cast is pretty outstanding. The owner is played by UK sitcom vet Stephanie Cole, and her dim but enthusiastic son is played by Finmore himself. The co-pilot, the smooth and clever one, is played by Roger Allam, who, depending on your frame of reference, is best known as Javert in the original production of Les Mis, or the villain in Speed Racer. There we go. There we go. I'm very well versed in Javert. I can sing many of his songs, but once you say the bad guy in Speed Racer, like, yep. I love the circle sequences in Speed Racer, where the scene's going on in the background, but the character's like, I'm reading my line of dialogue, and I'm spinning around in a circle. Love Speed Racer.
I rewatched it recently, yeah.
But I just love that guy. Just yells. I just imagine them doing a take, and the Wachowskis are like, could you spit more? Could you just try to... We're at an 8 right now. Can we get to a 10? Can we do a 10? And he's like, I don't have a voice anymore. Are you serious? Yeah, we more. Surprisingly, more.
I rewatched it recently, but I don't remember the bad guy. So I remember him getting courted by this organization.
Nice. Yeah. He's like the billionaire guy. And then he's like, no, man, I'm not going to sell out. Mm-hmm. We're gonna race away, run a race. And he's like, you will never race in this industry again. Rah! Love that guy.
Okay.
But hey, I could talk about Speed Racer all day. The other pilot is awkward, uptight, and bad at everything, including flying. You can probably tell from this description who plays him, and you're right, Benedict Cumberbatch. Finally, the panel show is The Unbelievable Truth. Here are the rules. There are 4 contestants. Each contestant gives a lecture on a given topic. The lecture must be all lies, except for 5 facts that must be smuggled in. The other contestants guess what the facts are. It's like Jackbox style. I love most panel shows, but this one is my favorite. It's a proper game that you can play along with. The points do matter. It has trivia. It has fun banter. It's number 3 on my list of panel shows. I'd love to see the Allies shamelessly rip off. And it's a UK show, so that's fair.
What are the other 2?
If it's in another country. Number 1, of course, is Taskmaster. And number 2 is Would I Lie to You?
Would I lie to you?
The host is panel show MVP David Mitchell. If you don't know him by name, you've probably seen a gif of him dressed as a Nazi saying, "Are we the baddies?"
Oh, I've seen that gif.
And my username, Asbo Zapruder, comes from the Mitchell and Webb radio sketch show. Oh, I thought that was your name.
Zapruder?
I thought that was his name. But no. All these secret identities floating around in our community. Contestants have included Veep creator Armando Iannucci, Black Mirror creator Charlie Brooker, and no fewer than 2 Bake Off hosts, Sue Perkins and Sandy Toxvig. That's her last name, Toxvig? Anyway, that's how I'll be surviving the holidays. Hope yours are nice as well. Bake Off? Any Bake Off at all? Bake Off?
The Great British Bake Off is a show that I don't have interest in because I just don't like food.
Dude, I hate food.
Yeah.
I hate preparing food. I have no interest.
Yeah.
It is gripping.
Oh.
It is gripping.
Whoa.
And what was I think her name is Kimmy? Whatever season Kimmy is in, dude, you have, I think she's one of the main thumbnails. Because Netflix changing those thumbnails all the time.
Yeah.
They keep Kimmy up there.
They're what they're doing.
Rotate Kimmy back
Kimmy
in.
gets clicks.
I want to say it's Kimmy, right? Food's just, it's a hassle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Food's just
it's superfluous.
I get, you get to that point where you're like, oh, what's wrong with my stomach? Oh, that's right. I gotta do that food thing again.
Yeah.
I love, sorry, behind the scenes. I love the front door of the studio opening. Kyle Bossman shouting down the hallway, "I'm here, Jones, but it's taco time."
See you in 15.
Taco time.
Yep.
This is bugging me. I'm sorry.
What's bugging you?
I just gotta pull this baby back just a little bit. Just a little bit.
I gotta pull this baby back.
There we go. A little more space for Jonesy. I'm the host, Dag Nabbit.
Yeah.
Fun story, just because I love to name drop. I'm in the mood.
Sure.
Dan Fogler, who is the Muggle in both of the, has been in a bunch of other movies, won a Tony for the Putnam County Spelling Bee, and is the Muggle in both Fantastic Beasts movies.
Oh.
He's the short guy. He was like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know about magic. Dan Fogler. Went to college with my brother.
Oh.
Really, really fun guy. And he used to do a thing. I don't know if he does anymore, and I'm just not invited to them. But he used to do a thing where he would, if he was coming into town, he's like, hey, and he would call my brother. He'd be like, I'm going to be in town for one night. I'm just going to get a hotel room at this hotel. And I'm going to invite all my friends over so they can just come over and hang out. Would you want to come over? And I went to this hotel room one time, and I walked in. It's just like all sorts of random celebrities walking around. And Emil Hirsch, who's a speed racer, was there.
Yeah.
And this was like right after it came out. And I walked in. I was like, hey, what's up, Dan? And I'm like, oh, is that Speed Racer? And he's like, dude, don't call him Speed Racer. I was like, Speed Racer. He's like, please, shh, don't say that out loud. I guess Emil Hirsch was just like, he was worried about being typecast as Speed. You know, he's like, all the things that I've done. Because Emil Hirsch has been in some crazy movies.
Where are you at now,
some
Emil
like
Hirsch?
Shia LaBeouf type stuff. You know.
And now where is he?
It's Speed Racer.
He'd be lucky. He'd be lucky for you to
goodness.
call him Speed Racer today.
No, he's doing fine.
One of my first impressions is Emil Hirsch telling a boring story on a talk show.
Yeah.
It's because he's like a truly like boring interview.
You got to save those boring stories for those talk shows.
Yeah.
That's why I love the Conan O'Brien, Paul Rudd saga.
Mm-hmm.
Paul Rudd, what a treasure. Small Leviathan. Good evening, friends and allies. My initial plan for the showcase was to link to a full-length review I had written of Pokemon. I love calling it Swish. Because people do the SWSH.
Yeah.
Pokemon Swish. One thing is that I never wrote it. I started writing it, but as I went along, I realized there's a lot of aspects of the game I have absolutely nothing to say about. As a result, I mean, there's your review right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, oof. Love it. As a result, here's some more focused thoughts instead. You ready for this?
Yeah.
I like Sword and Shield a lot. If you say you liked Sword and Shield, it means you played them both, and we know you didn't. You probably didn't, right? Unless you specifically say, right?
What do you want them to say? I like Sword a lot?
Yeah.
No, you're allowed to say I like Sword and Shield a lot.
You are?
Yes.
I'll accept it.
Okay.
And some people probably do. Let us know, chat, if you're like, I go back and forth between them. Is that if you're going to play them both? Is that what you do, or do you like burn through one 60 hours and then burn through the other one?
I saw the most insane comment that because there are 3 starters, each Pokemon game is meant to be played through 3 times. I think the people who buy 2 copies do a full playthrough once and then do a second one.
I respect that so much. It's like platinum hunting. Like, I am not that guy. I only platinum a game if when I hit credits, I'm like 80% of the way there, and then I'm like, oh, well, okay. Spider-Man was like one of my first platinums that I actually like went for because I was like, oh, it's I see what I have to do. So yeah, again, people that if you played each game 3 times, I love that. I love it, and I want to hear about it on the showcase. I like Sword and Shield a lot. They're even some of my favorite games in the series, but that enjoyment comes with more caveats than ever because it's hard not to overlook Swish's very glaring issues. To me, these games show obvious signs of being rushed, and I think the move to Switch has made the series reach a point where fan expectations and technological capabilities have exceeded what Game Freak can build in the very short development cycles they get for these games. It's my belief that if we want Pokemon to change drastically, we are going to have to demand we get new games less often too, because one new Pokemon game a year is simply not sustainable. I don't think that's going to work. Mm-hmm. I don't think making demands of Game Freak is effective.
It's going to work.
But if Swish has so many issues, why did I like it so much? It's mostly down to what I'm looking for in my Pokemon experience, and that is above all, the world. Simply put, I sincerely believe Galar to be the best region in any game so far.
No!
The wide variety of wonderful landscapes and cities in the game were a genuine treat to discover, and I found myself slowly walking through almost the entire game just to soak in the sights and sounds of these spaces. While I know a lot of people have issues with the story, and it is a very safe story admittedly, I really enjoyed the world building in Swish. This is the first time, to me, where the whole gym badge collecting thing has felt like a meaningful part of the world, and I think dressing the whole thing up in real-life sports trappings worked really well. I also really loved how much the game uses crowd cheering and chanting as part of the audio, and it's a piece of diegetic sound, nice, that really gives the world a ton of flavor. And I have to admit that despite its lack of ambition, I really did enjoy the story. There's a lot of just straight up wonderful scenes. They're realized perfectly thanks to a lot of the great character animations and camera angles. There's also some thematic stuff going on in the narrative, as it seems intent on exploring the idea of living up to another's legacy in a variety of ways, and continually failing to do so. That was me. It's not done deeply or particularly intelligently, but a game story being about anything is rare in this day and age. Woo! Shots. Shots.
Uncalled for.
Play Disco Elysium. Ultimately, I remember Swish for its big moments and small moments, for dramatic set-piece battles and countryside strolls, legendary monster fights, and playing fetch with my tiny lizard friend. It would be disingenuous of me to deny all of Sword and Shield's faults, but it'll be equally disingenuous to deny how much I loved my time in Galar. Love and respect, Small Leviathan. That last sentence, I think, is a fair analysis of that game.
Exactly.
I had a thought, and I should save my Pokemon thoughts for our stream that we do on Thursdays, that we will be continuing this
2
Thursday.
days from now, yeah.
But I had a thought, because, man, those gym battles are not difficult. Because, and I want to talk more about this when we stream, on just kind of like how people play Pokemon games, because I'm getting used to like how I should do this and how I should go about this. And so how I'm doing it this time is like, and I'm actually very confused. What's the, well, spoilers, but like, I don't know what, they don't tell you what the fourth gym, what type it is. Because I like when they let me know, so then I'm like, oh, okay, if I'm heading out to the wild area again, I'll pick up those Pokemon that I know are going to be strong against it.
I mean, there's the icon on the outside of the stadium at least.
So I knew what, I can't, it's so far in the distance I can't see. I guess I can just go up to it and see it and then go back. But it's like, if I'm already going to make that journey over there and see a bunch of new Pokemon along the way, I like to level up the party that I'm going to use for that fight. I wonder if it'd be interesting if like the gym battle leaders were brutally difficult, and actually getting the badge and then moving on is not the point. Just fighting them is the point, and then the story can continue. But it's up to you to go back and actually win that fight. So like, every time you fight a gym, imagine that. Like, that would affect me so much in the story. Because, like, especially the third gym leader is, like, so serious. And I was like, oh, this guy's awesome. And I just destroyed him.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring another... I threw out one other Pokemon than my guy, you know, just to, like, see what he looked like when he Gigantamaxed. And, you know, it was opposite types. And so it was just one attack. And I think he was even under the level of the Pokemon he threw out. But, like, how cool would it be if they just destroyed you? You're like, there's nothing I could do. And then when you go at the end, they were like, learn from this. Like, you can be better. Go on to the next gym and learn that.
Yeah.
And learn those strengths and learn what the type things are. And then come back and we can fight again. And so it's kind of like, you can even get to the end credits without getting any badges. Because the actual acquisition of the badges is like a whole nother tier. And then, or if you're a good enough player and you're like, no, I got this. Like, and you actually manage to like beat all of them on the first try. It's like, whoa, good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it, Jonesy.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
It'd be cool if those were hard. Long story short. Stefano Vettere. Ciao, Kyle Jones. Best name for a generic video game protagonist, by the way. Kyle Jones.
Kyle Jones.
Gile, also a good character name. Longtime patron, first-time submitter here. My favorite video game genre is undoubtedly third-person action-adventure. One of my faves, for sure. We had so many gems and masterpieces of this genre in the last few years, but this month, I want to celebrate some of the games that made me fall in love with the genre when I was younger, that all came out between 1999 and 2001.
Okay.
What were you doing in the years 1999, 2000, and 2001? I graduated college in 01.
I was becoming a teenager.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I was playing Perfect Dark in my dorm room.
Yeah. I was getting a PlayStation 2.
I specifically remember Perfect Dark coming out in that era.
Yeah.
And like my buddy calling me. My buddy Todd called me on 2 separate occasions to ask me like, is it good? And I was like, it's good. Because he knew I was so excited about a game. Do you know what the other game was? Spider-Man 2 for PlayStation 2.
Nice.
I remember he like called me that day and he's like, did they do it? I'm like, they did it.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to get too excited for Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
You know, like after Spider-Man 1, I was like, oh, it was fun, but this game looks amazing. But maybe I'm getting too excited for it. First up, Rune. An amazing atmosphere and setting, and great combat for the time. Oh, and you're a Viking. Shout out to Huber. It's the first game I've ever seen use dismemberment of enemies, and it blew my mind. Well, it wasn't the only game to use it, though. Second up, Severance Blade of Darkness.
Third-person action-adventure games?
Severance Blade of Darkness.
I've never heard of this.
In my mind, a precursor to Dark Souls, even if it feels weird saying it, mostly for the deliberate movement and combat approach. I really loved both these games growing up, and as you can imagine, it was a dream for me when the Souls series came out. Next up is Oni from Bungie. Yeah, baby. Oni. Oni
Is
should
Oni
be...
having a comeback? Somebody told me to play Oni.
Oni is so fun because Oni is like... It's like using the yellow buttons for camera control in GoldenEye, where you're like, wait, what?
Yeah,
If you like throw GoldenEye or Perfect Dark at someone who's never played them before, you can play Perfect Dark now in the 360, and you're like, oh, okay, it plays like a shooter should. But like, it's fun to like these games that are like the first attempt at 3D. And like that's why I think Ocarina of Time is the best game ever made, because so many people at Bubsy 3D, like so many people, like even Tomb Raider, they were like, what if she moves real slow? That'll be good, right? You know, because people will want to take their time. We don't want to have her move too fast. And like Mario 64 and Zelda, we're like, no, it's fine. You can have the camera move fast. You can have the character move fast. They'll get better at it. You know, like we were just talking about this the other day in the Q&A. I remember like throwing Bowser for that final boss fight was like, whoa! Like I was just mapping my brain, like this whole new like, you know, format. And Oni is like all the wrong ways to do 3D combat. It's like like the buttons of, it's like the shoulder buttons move the camera or so. It was like in a classic Bungie of that, you know, like they swung and missed hard with Oni and then nailed it with Halo. You know, they were like, okay, well here's our take on shooters, and like everyone else was like, let's do that. You know, bumper weapon, left bumper grenade. You know, like right, two guns. This works. So yeah, Oni's fun in that way for you to, it's just like, just to go back and try to make sense of it.
I gotta play some Oni.
An amazing combination of third-person shooting and hand-to-hand martial arts combat. Never seen anything like it up to that point. Sci-fi setting with anime aesthetic and cutscenes? Sign me up. Even if the level design and locations are bland by today's standards, yeah, it's basically, you're just in a big garage the whole time. Sign me up. And if you really think about it, it feels like a bootleg Ghost in the Shell. I bet Kyle would love this game. Last but not least, a game I've definitely heard Hubert bring up, Shadow Man. I've never played Shadow Man, but I know what Shadow Man looks like. Holy crap, this game scared me as a kid. Possibly the most unsettling atmosphere I experienced in those times. It remained impressed in my mind for years to come. Never finished it, sadly. These are 4 games that shaped my taste in video games growing up. Played all of these on PC, by the way. And sometimes I think back on them whenever I play a modern masterpiece in the genre. Have you played any of these? If so, what memories do you have of it? Blah, blah, blah. What are some lesser-known old games in the genre that you'd like to recommend to people, or you think fondly of, besides Zeldas and the like? Thank you, allies, for everything you do. You are a very bright spot in this world of many of us. Love and respect, Stefano from Italy. P.S. Kyle, if you can give me a JoJo-style nickname, I'll forever be happy. Stefano Vettere is his name. JoJo-style nickname. And while you're thinking of that, I will try to think of a third-person action game that people should check out.
Swing.
Swing? Mm-hmm. I mean, it's open world, so it's not fair, but like that first Mercenaries, man. Oh.
Sure.
Oh my god. I played that game on Xbox, and I worked for this animation company that was like kind of the precursor to game trailers. Like I kind of like stole some employees from this animation company to start game trailers. And I would like rush home. I lived so close to my to the office where I worked, like 10 minutes away. And like at the end of the day, like in class, you would just look at the clock. I would be like, Mercenaries. And like, oh, the ending of that game is just one big island, and it was so hard to get through without dying. And I was like, I got it. And I knew they were cheats, but I'm like, I can't do it. There was a code where you could play as Han Solo. Yeah, baby. Because it was LucasArts.
We got to stream this game.
Dude, it's so good. I mean, but it doesn't, like, the draw distance is terrible because it's PS2 and Xbox.
Yeah, man.
But the one thing that Mercenaries did that...
I've never heard of that before.
Because somebody brought up, I think somebody tweeted Mercenaries. They're like, hey, I'm just about to crack open the 360 version. Any love for Mercenaries 2? And I was like, yeah, World in Flames is great. And I was trying to remember, like, what is it about Mercenaries? Because it's really, like, Just Cause kind of supplanted it. It's basically kind of the same game, but, you know, there's, like, got the wingsuit and all this other, the grappling hook and all this other fun stuff. But Mercenaries was kind of one of the first, like, open world action games where you're like, I need a helicopter, I need a tank, I need a Jeep. But one of the things that I love that Mercenaries does, that a lot of games, Ghost Recon cracks me up, because I'll be in a Jeep and a helicopter will fly by and they'll be like, hey, it's that Ghost. And I'm like, how the hell, I'm in a car. How the hell do you know, if you're all the way up there, that this car is being driven by a bad guy? Yeah. And there are different factions in Mercenaries, and they're all warring against each other. So if you take a quest, and like the South Koreans are like, go F up the UK base, the UK is going to be pissed off. and you have to like apologize to the UK. Like if you want to go do missions, they're like, no man, we hate you. And if you like make them too angry, they'll shoot on sight. But if you take their car and drive slow enough, they won't notice. So you can like steal a UK tank and just kind of drive it through the UK area, and they'll be like, oh, wait a minute. And like if you get too close to them, you'll see the meter like, wait, and like, so I love that. I love like, cool. and you can just buy them with money. You can basically just bribe them and be like, here's $100,000, give me missions. They're like, oh, okay. But I love that. I've never seen a game do that since. PPS Jones, Half-Life 2 deserves to be in the Hall of Greats. Don't give up on it. I didn't give up on it.
You did give up on it.
What?
You did Plants vs. Zombies. I was giving up on Half-Life 2.
Well, then you gave up on Mega Man Legends.
True.
If that's how that works.
True.
Pokey Clyde. Hey, Kyle. Here, let's turn that smile upside down. Great job on Box Peak. The best thing about the show is how it subverts expectations. Episode 7 literally shook me to my core with how dark it was. Playing on the expectations of the hero always coming in to save the day, and in a kid's show like Power Rangers or Voltron where the party always gets out of a tough situation, that's what we expect, and to hit us with a character...
Episode 7 spoilers are activated.
Okay. All right, I'll raise my hand. Mute if you haven't seen Episode 7 of Box Peak. I'll put my hand down after you're done muting. Okay. Burning alive while he screams out for his friend. Okay, we're done. Gotta say, I love it. I really dig how Season 2 is going. The juxtaposition between Season 1 and 2 makes it that much better, which is kind of maybe an unintended consequence, because these originally were created as one season.
Yeah.
But there is the 1 through 5, 6 through 10 arc.
There's a definite split. Yeah.
You're an amazing writer, Kyle, and you should be proud of what you made. I can't wait for the final episode.
Thank you. These are to celebrate you, though, community, not to celebrate me.
Well, yeah, but then the community in turn celebrates you. It's how this works.
Okay.
Sure. Spencer, a.k.a. Spools of Thread. Good morning, Jones and Kyle. Well, I don't have any new D&D poetry ready this month. However, I do have a different kind of poem. 2 poems. I wrote about how I have some pretty bad anxiety, but some very good friends to set me at ease. This one is written for the ones I met through Easy Allies. Hope y'all enjoy.
Whoa.
Love and respect, Spencer, at Spools of Thread. So should I be sad whenever? Should I read this?
No, this one sounds happy to me.
Okay. If you don't like my tone, stop me. Your nails have gone all worn down from the way you cling to things. Vice grips on warmth and friendships and love. Clawing streaks of red into the flesh of every person you're afraid of letting go. This is how it always goes. The fear of being too much. Not enough takes over until you're the thing you feared. Nail polish chipped, now in the losing. This is how it always goes. They're gone, and you're on the ground, wondering how you did this again. You keep your hands to yourself after that. Except, some people come to you and don't see claws. They pry your nails from your palms and soothe your hands open. You will hold on to them, and they'll hold you back. No, be careful. I'll hurt you. I will hold too tight. For you, there is always the other shoe waiting to drop, hovering just out of sight. But they tie the laces together, throw the pair over the telephone wire. Insistent, incessant, endless stream of courage. For them, for you both to share. Your nails are clipped short these days. A reminder that you're only as dangerous as the people you let yourself hold on to, as the people you allow to hold you. These days, there's a humming in your head, low and bright and shared.
Well, that was a sweet poem.
You know what that reminds me of? I had a thought when I was waiting in line for Haunted Mansion Disneyland, because the Jack Skellington takes over the Haunted Mansion. And I was thinking about Tim Burton and my 2 favorite Tim Burton things, which surprisingly are not Batman or Batman Returns, but Edward Scissorhands and Nightmare Before Christmas, are both, I feel, this kind of like Tim Burton is Edward Scissorhands, Tim Burton is Jack Skellington. He's this person who thinks they're helping people, and it's just hurting them, you know? And so like that resonates a lot with me, especially when getting to know our community, especially with, you know, dealing with, we have some people that actually coming up specifically that say English is not my first language. So apologies if I'm saying stuff. We've had some wires crossed on Cup of Jones where people ask questions that they think are inappropriate. And I'm like, no, this is fine. Like I appreciate you saying that. And there's always got to be a back and forth. Like you don't know how you're going to affect people until you speak. And then you've got to deal with how they react to you. And it's tough. It's tough to put yourself out there. And so it's fun. I just love the sequence of Jack just going like brick fireplace by brick fireplace, dropping these presents, being like, I'm making everyone happy. And they're screaming every single house. You know, it's like, it's neat. It's interesting to see. Like those just seem like fun, playful movies, but it's definitely Tim Burton. What?
So that poem made you think of people who are hurting people by helping people?
That's what they're saying. Like your nails are you hold on too tight. You know, you reach out for people and you hurt them unintentionally.
Gotcha.
But now you cut your nails down a little bit, and you don't hurt because you found people that are able to communicate to you how they perceive you.
Yes.
So it helps you understand how you are perceived.
Okay.
Tyler Gardner. Sorry, didn't mean to drop the ball on that one. Tyler Gardner.
No ball dropped.
Hey all. How do these showcases always sneak up on me? They sneak up on me too. I'm almost, shout out to Alexander Zurianov, who was always like, showcase post. And I'm like, yes! And Daniel Bloodworth, I think this month, was like, showcase post. I'm like, yep. Perhaps I'm always just unprepared. At the start of this month, I definitely had more gaming ambition that ultimately got completed, but still, not bad all things considered. To start, I started and completed the main story of Pokemon Sword. A mixed but ultimately fun experience, which I will be podcasting with Michelle at Child of Aeolus, who's got a video coming up.
What's the name of the podcast?
I don't know. Okay. Which should be recorded by the time of this showcase. Look out for it on our Twitters. Maybe Mishamagius will we're recording the podcast tonight. What's it called?
Plug your podcast.
Plug it. And I pronounce both of those names correctly now. Ooh. Child of Aeolus, Mishamagius. Okay. Without reiterating myself too much here, I had fun with the game. Though thought it shared many shortcomings the series has had since X and Y. The new Pokemon designs, however, are some of the strongest ever, and the entire Roly-Coly line is a 10 out of 10.
No!
Yeah, I also disagree. And also, since Kyle is here, Platinum is in the top 3 of Pokemon games, largely due to its bonkers story, one of the personal grades. Platinum. Top 3. Okay, all right, that's fine. Not as chafed with that one.
Yeah, I don't disrespect the Platinum love. I just don't. I'm not there with it.
What has taken up more of my month has been Disney Plus. I'm very much enjoying this service, though with the expectation of classic Simpsons, it has basically existed to me to get in the mood for Star Wars. You know what I watched last night? That is so good. I remember it being good, and I was like, it's been forever because it just never popped up on Netflix, never popped up on any services that I watch, and it's like Hulu got some random Marvel movies, Netflix got some random Marvel movies. None of them got the original Guardians of the Galaxy, and I was like, I just want to watch that. And man, it's like, yeah, I remember watching it. So good.
Yeah,
I think the ending is a little like weird. It's a little showboaty. I don't like it when villains like are dumb.
Yeah.
And like the villain's kind of dumb, but it's his vanity that makes him make stupid mistakes. But my God, I love like that's my favorite knife. When you like Drax, like, I'm taking this. Like just so many great moments, and I love the cameos in the prison. For people that haven't, with the head of Trauma, who makes all the Trauma films, which James Gunn like worked with for many years,
I see.
Is one of the guys like yelling on the what Nathan Fillion's in there somewhere, and Rob Zombie is one of the guys in the background. So much fun. Rocket's so good. It's interesting, almost kind of speaking of Simpsons, it's interesting to hear Bradley Cooper like kind of settle into Rocket in the later movies, and in the first Guardians, he's a little too Bradley Cooper, and then he kind of dips in and out of like Rocket v Bradley Cooper, but he's so good. And a raccoon. What's a raccoon? It's what you are. Ain't nothing like me but me. So good. All right, where was I? But it's on Disney Plus, baby. I was able to finish the last season of Rebels. Gotta watch seasons 2 and 3. Of course, dive into the excellent Mandalorian and start a rewatch of all 10 films by the time 9 was released. 2 down. Watched episode 4 with Amanda for the first time. Watched it together. and just cackle through the whole thing. Sucks so hard that it's special edition. Oh my god.
Yeah, of course.
And it's a bummer because in the 90s, I was so excited about special edition, man. We lined up for that. We were so pumped.
Yeah.
I remember going to see Independence Day in the theaters, and like the rumor started in the line of us to go in on July 2nd to see Independence Day that they were going to have that trailer for special edition. Like the dude in front of us was like, "What are they talking about?" And he's like, "Special edition." We're like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "I think there's going to be a trailer for Star Wars." Because it's like, you know, really kind of pre-internet that like that would be spread around through social media and stuff.
But
But it's just like now, looking back now, like even like the CG stuff at the end is just like, I just want to watch the original.
Yeah.
There's only like maybe 2 things that I like about all the special edition stuff added. But anyway. Though I own all of the movies on Blu-ray, there is a real convenience to being able to lay in bed and pull them up from my PS4. It's also prompted me to get back into reading some of the formerly canon comics, which Marvel has been re-releasing in collections. Shout out to the Infinites book, which features an alternate take on Vader joining the Light. This fall has been hitting me hard with a bout of seasonal depression. So firstly, a real thanks to you and all of your content on the days I was feeling in the dumps. Silver Squad, Box Peak, and the podcast gets special mention here. Kyle.
Mm-hmm.
How does that feel, man? Helping people get through the rough part of the season.
Feels pretty good.
Feels good?
Yeah, it feels pretty good.
So people mention that too. Some people, it bums me out a little bit that some, like, well, people start a thread and be like, this month was rough. But it feels good to talk about it. It feels good if we can possibly turn things around in any way.
For sure.
To any others feeling down this fall, know that it helps to talk about these things with others. As I've learned, a lot of us are feeling it, and holiday lights decorations help. So yes, I love December, and I've been having a blast purchasing gifts for others. Hopefully next showcase, I'll have more gaming-related updates with a holiday break giving me much more free time and likely new games. A quick final aside and advice to any fellow college students, literally reach out to whoever you can contact for your heavy-hitting papers. I sent a random email to Michael Dukakis to see about a quote for a paper and actually got one, so go for it. Best wishes and happy holidays, Tyler G. at TMGM528. And if I could get a quick wish of luck for my finals next week and hopefully snagging an incredible internship I applied for, good luck.
Get that internship.
Yeah,
Get that internship.
May the force be with you. A fun, just let's see if I can do it. When I was in, I think it was my junior year, might have been senior year in high school, we had to, in drama class, we had to get up on stage and do like a monologue that we wrote as a famous person from history, living or dead. And I picked James Cameron because I was a big Aliens fan. And I was like, what the hell? And I like found out what agency he belonged to and like called the agency, and they were like, oh, and they gave me his agent's number. And I was like, all right. So I called his agent's number and I was like, hey, I'm doing this thing. Is James in? And she's like, he's not. He's on vacation now, but this is so funny. And she's like, hold on a second. Can I put you on hold for a second? And I was like, yeah. And then she came back and she's like, I just told the whole office what you're doing, and they think it's the funniest thing, that you're going to get up on stage and beat James Cameron for an hour. And she's like, what do you want to know? And I was like, what is he doing? And I'll never forget this. She was like, well, this is pre-Titanic. Basically, he was working on Titanic at the time. And she's like, there are 2 projects he's really excited about. True Lies 2, and he is trying really, really hard to get the rights to Spider-Man. Like, he is gunning for Spider-Man. And I was like, whoa, cool. Almost got Cameron on the phone, but he was just like, he was on location or scouting or something. He was in some ocean somewhere. I couldn't get him on the phone.
Jones, I feel like that was a huge scoop you just dropped.
But that, like...
That's a scoop.
I know. But, well, he said he liked Spider-Man a lot. He said that before in interviews. He's like, oh, I love Spider-Man. But I didn't know, like, at the time, he was, like, knocking on Marvel's door.
I bet he was so mad.
I know.
Raimi gets it?
Well, I mean, do you know how many Justice League scripts there are? Kevin Smith has a Justice League script. He's got a Green Lantern script.
Like James Cameron, though.
I know.
Also, what was so weird about it is...
Can you imagine that James Cameron Spider-Man movie? The tension. He is the master of tension, as far as I'm concerned. There are few directors in the history of cinema that can handle that tension. When the cables start dropping in the abyss, when they're watching the cable go down and coil up, and they're like, phew, cable almost hit us, and then it like rolls off the edge of the cliff.
But you hate Terminator 2. That's what's so confusing.
I have issues with Terminator 2. I love it.
Oh, okay. All right.
I don't hate Terminator 2. You know why? Because if you hate a movie, you don't want to watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you put on Terminator 2 right now, I'll get the popcorn and the Reese's Pieces, and we will do it.
All right.
I do have issues with Terminator 2, though. Several. Cup of Jones, $1. Patreon.com/EasyAllies. Go check it out. Kyle Lee, hello Jones and Bossman. I'd briefly touched on it last month, but this go around I wanted to dive a bit deeper into the double feature from Night School Studio, Oxenfree and After Party. I picked up Oxenfree a few months ago, but it was hanging out on my backlog since then. It's on Switch, if you haven't checked it out, it's very cool. Once it was spooky season, it was time to start it. Of course, I heard how much people liked this game, but I had no idea how emotional it would be. I loved it so much that I immediately bought After Party, ready for more. While it definitely had some odd technical hiccups, oh bummer, which I haven't heard that, which were annoying but didn't ruin anything, Milo and Lola's adventure in hell was right up my alley. While so many games are unable to set themselves apart, After Party commands its vibes so well. That music, the voice acting, the engrossing story, and gorgeous world? Chef kiss. Now, I'm probably going to spend most of my time on my biggest November game. It had me attached to my Switch for many hours. Mario and Sonic. No, I'm just kidding. Pokemon Sword, baby. Okay, let's get it out of the way. Was this the console Pokemon game I had been dreaming for over 20 years? In some ways, absolutely. In others, absolutely not. But so much of the discourse around the game has been focused on the negatives that many of the favorite parts have gone entirely ignored. So that's what I want to talk about today. Light spoilers incoming. First, I love Sobble. I found his evolutions to be pretty fun. Antilleon's sniper shot is legitimately one of my favorite new move animations.
Fair.
I made extra effort to find new favorite monsters and had to disagree with Bossy. Hatteran never left my party. Love my trans rights witch. Dynamaxing is somewhat basic, but I did add a bit of weight to those big matches. And the way a Pokemon reacts to getting hit by something real powerful like a Hyper Beam, so dramatic. But my number one favorite part of Sword comes towards the end of the game, when I finally get to do something I've always wanted to do in these games. Tournament arc. Oh man, it felt so fun to go through an actual tournament, complete with a bracket and mini story within. I just want more of that. Finally, I played through the Tomb Raider reboot for the first time in a few years, and sadly, it doesn't hold up very well. I love that reboot. Lara's companions are so thinly written, that's true, that when the deaths occurred, I couldn't be bothered to care. That's true. Playing in the same year as The Last of Us, and The Last of Us and Uncharted 4 probably didn't help its case. I still love searching for treasure, but every negative Ian brings up against those games is magnified in Tomb Raider. Until next month, when I talk about Jedi Fallen Order and maybe some other stuff. Jedi Fallen Order is that's why I'm so curious about that Avengers game, because there are moments of that first Tomb Raider game I love so much, and it's the same team. But yeah, curious what you think of Jedi Fallen Order, because I think they do a lot of stuff that Tomb Raider doesn't do. Tomb Raider is kind of like the anti-Fallen Order, because Fallen Order, you just you feel like a god by the end of that, and Tomb Raider is very much like you're running and gunning, man. Like you're barely surviving this. Thank you for Box Peak. Love and respect, Goldilocks.
I didn't know Hatterene is a trans right icon.
Are we getting?
Yeah, I feel bad for hating Hatterene now, but it's still a really gross looking Pokemon. It's got a little alien body that's just surrounded by hair. Just the color scheme. Oh, okay. Okay.
Cool. Liz Castro. Hello, Pokemon Buds. I've been playing Shield, and I am enjoying it, especially since I received the Switch Lite for my birthday. The commute home on the bus has never been more enjoyable. Just wanted to do a quick update. Last year around this time, Girls Do Gaming was just a glimmer in the eye of a few of my students. This week, we will be hosting a Mario Kart tournament for the school. Our club went from just a few girls to about 20, and it makes me so happy to be able to give my students space and resources to bond over gaming. I brought my Super NES Mini to school for them to play, and a couple of Frosh girls, I love it.
What does that mean?
Freshmen, I guess?
Okay.
Frosh girls have discovered Earthbound and are in love. I added Monopoly, please let me know if I'm wrong. I added Monopoly to our tabletop rotation, and my husband has donated his old PS4 to our club even. I'm so grateful for his support, and I'm so blessed to be able to help these girls express their gaming selves. Old PS4, though. How much, Old PS4.
Yeah.
He's not using it.
I gave up my old PS4, too.
Yeah.
No, I think it's still pretty kind.
I would be so proud of the girls if they got it, and they're like, oh, it's not a Pro? She's like, well, no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not playing Fallen Order on this.
It's going to have okay.
Come on.
No, it's good. It's good, thank you. Freshmen and sophomores, Frosh.
Ms. Castro, these load times aren't great. Some context. The school where I teach serves mainly low-income families. It's an all-girls school and has a population made up overwhelmingly of Latin students. For many of our Latinx, how do you pronounce that? Latinx or Latinx?
Yeah.
For many of our parents, interest in video games is codified as male, an attitude that is changing, but that I also grew up with. And so having this club in this school run by girls of color is immensely significant to me and to them. I want to thank you, Easy Allies, for being there, for existing, for being enthusiastic about games and about people, and for building this community that has allowed me to grow into a games appreciator. Much love and respect, Liz Castro. Stuff in my beard on Twitch. Always love to know what your names are on Twitch because they are often different. Definitely know Liz Castro. Definitely love the teacher vibes. Love the teacher perspective. Especially now.
We have a few teachers in our community.
Because I actually talked to, this was an interesting test because I called my mom because my dad's birthday was yesterday, and my dad just never picks up his phone. And she was like, guess who I'm out to lunch with? And handed off the phone. And he's like, hey. I'm like, who is this? He's like, how you doing? I'm like, oh, no. Who is this? Oh, it's my drama teacher. And I was like, oh, Mr. Bell, what's up?
After how you doing?
Yeah. I was like, oh, that's Mr. Bell. Come on. Like, if it's a teacher, like, you've heard them talk so much.
I know.
Like, I get to a point with their community, I don't think I can disguise my voice. I wonder if there's any characters on BoxPeak. They're like, who played that guy? Or if, like, the waiter comes in. They're like, all right, Jones. But, there are so many teachers that made such an impact for me. And on the opposite end, there are some teachers that, like, clearly hated teaching. Just like, come on.
Sure.
And so it's but that was, like, at this point, 20 years ago. So it's like, I love, hearing what, teachers should have more resources. Teachers should be paid more. Teachers don't get the respect they deserve. So it's just nice to know what teachers, the life of teachers in 2019. Fascinating to me. Master Pants. Just wanted to share a few of my favorite games with bad review scores. Oh, I'm sorry. I also just want to share one of my proudest achievements of all time. Of all time. Mike Buddy, who was my longtime friend from high school, one of the co-founders of GameTrailers.com. Mm-hmm. His older brother is a teacher, and his older brother was in class. And he was teaching computers. It was a computer class. And there were 3 kids in the back. They were like, ha, 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 and they were like not paying attention. They were pointing at something on the screen. And he came over and he's like, what are you guys doing? And they were on GameTrailers.com. And he was like, God, come on! And he called Buddy. He's like, Buddy? Oh, he didn't say Buddy because that's his last name.
Computer class, man.
Yeah.
What is that?
They were just, type on a keyboard. And You ever took computer class? You ever took,
I took
typing?
I took typing.
Typing, yeah.
I took web design, but, like, the idea of a course called computers
is
exactly.
Like, I went to high school in the 90s, so it's definitely computers. Love it. All right, back to Master Pants. I want to share a few of my favorite games with bad review scores. Number 1, Darkest of Days.
Never heard of it.
I have heard of it, and Darkest of Days was actually a game idea that I had, not very fleshed out, but I had thought of it, and then like 3 or 4 months later, this game came out, and I was like, yeah, that's it. And they kind of did it. FPS on 360 PC from 2009, 47.2 on Game Rankings and 44% on Metacritic with a 49% user score. This game is not good, but has a really cool concept. For time travel reasons, you're tasked to go to various places in time and protect some important people who are out of place in the timeline. One of the first levels you get sent to is the American Civil War, and at one point you're given a futuristic assault rifle with a red dot sight to help even the odds. That's all I needed to love this game.
That's pretty cool.
You go to other wars and use future tech when it's safe to do so, and it's all ridiculous. There needs to be more time travel games. But I had that idea. I was like, oh, it'd be cool to like go backwards through time or like kind of bounce around like, hello, Scott Bakula. Hello.
Star Trek.
Oh, goddamn. Quantum Leap. And you can take like one gun with you. It has to be in your hands. Mm-hmm. And so you like, before you leave, it's like, we gotta go, come on. And you're like, the shotgun. I'm like, where am I going? I don't know. Okay. And then it's just like, oh, the revolution. Well, cool. And then like, they actually react. They'll be like, what the hell was that? Like, there's some guy with the, demon weapon. Be cool. You go back to like, just really ancient, like ancient Egypt, to have huge armies coming at you and you're just like,
so I think what's
it's like that the Last Samurai moment, where they just break out the gun.
2009, you could maybe sell that story, right? Today, that's just too dumb. The idea of like taking a sweet gun into an older time, like just like time travel requires too much thought.
Sure. To
actually like script out and make a mature story.
But I think that one way you could solve it is like you are breaking time. like this isn't going to work out. And you do have like a little bit of choice sometimes about where you want to go, kind of Chrono Trigger style, and like you'll see the effect that it's having on other time periods. And so you can potentially make it short, make it like $20 or something, where it's like you would want to play again. So you're just like, oh, I'm going to go through and actually try to get that perfect ending where I don't mess time up. Number 2, Operation Darkness, strategy RPG on 360 from 2008. Operation Darkness, though, I love. 50.1 on percent on game rankings, 46% on Metacritic, with a 70% user score. This is a turn-based strategy game like Fire Emblem, but with guns, set in an alternate World War II. You control a group of allied special forces, some of whom are werewolves, and you fight Nazis, some of whom are vampires who control the undead. The main complaints in reviews are about the muddy graphics, the bad camera, and the hard difficulty. If you can get over that stuff, and you think a werewolf punching a tank for massive damage sounds cool, then you might like this game too.
I do.
Number 3, I have played this game and was very confused when I played it. Star Wars Rebellion. 4X strategy on PC from 1998. 50.3% on game rankings and no score on Metacritic, but a user score of 86%. GameSpot scored it a 4.5 out of 10, yet it's one of my favorite games of all time. This was hilarious because a lot of games in the start, when we did the Star Wars retrospective, I like cracked open and was like, all right, I don't necessarily have to beat this, but I want to do enough to explain it. And like, I had the information about the game and I had the gameplay, but I was like, like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And it's basically a strategy game that's all HUD. It's all maps. It's all like C-3PO coming up and being like, this planet needs help. And you're like, okay, all right, okay, you know.
Wait, hey.
It's like Civ, but you never zoom in. You know.
So, my copy of DroidWorks says property of game trailers.
DroidWorks is coming up.
Oh, okay. Please.
Most of the game, you play looking at the map of the galaxy, trying to take control of planets and systems through diplomacy or other means. You play as the rebels or the Empire with the goal of destroying the enemy's headquarters or complete galactic victory. The original release came with one of those thick instruction guides. It's hard to describe what's cool about it because there's too much. Like, the Empire can build the Death Star and go around blowing up planets, but the rebels always have a chance to blow up the Death Star if they have starfighters. The main battles are in 3D, and I did have to give those Voodoo 2 DLL files from that sketchy site Kyle mentioned when trying to get DroidWorks running.
Yeah, all right. That's funny.
I think the site's okay, but don't take my word for it. At least Rebellion is on Steam and runs on Windows 10. There's even an active Discord link on the forums with people who can help you get it running. Anyways, a couple months back, I ended up playing about 40 hours in 1 week. It's still addictive and holds up today. Thanks for listening and keep up the good work. It's one of those games that I booted it open. I was like, yeah, I just didn't grow up with these games. I just didn't. There's not that click for me, you know, to really get in. That's how I feel about stuff like Baldur's Gate. I'm like, I get it. I can see there's a deep badass game here, but I just didn't. It's not a part of me.
That game is never getting in Hall of Greats.
It will one day. That's it. That's the thing about. I'm just biding my time with Hall of Greats. That's the thing.
What are you biding your time
I want
for?
Easy Allies. One of the main reasons I want Easy Allies to live forever is that so we can be in our 60s and just being like, Spyro, damn it! You know,
I'll do Spyro before Baldur's Gate.
So many games.
Spyro, damn it!
You know, there's like 80 games in Hall of Greats, and we're just like, all right, time for Jumpin' Flash 2. Let's do it.
Ooh.
That frame rate.
Jumpin' Flash 2, Spyro, Baldur's Gate.
I mean, Twisted Metal 2 should get it before Jumpin' Flash 2, but Joseph Caruso. I want to talk about how both children and adults fantasize about video games. As kids, I remember running around the local playground, pretending to be characters from Chrono Trigger, before the game was even released. Our only concepts of the conflicts to act out came from our interpretations from a preview of the game in a magazine. After discovering turn-based RPGs, I remember trying to convince other kids to take turns when we would act out battles outside. But this behavior of frequent video game imagination stuck with me even into my young adult years. After playing Resident Evil Remake, my little brother and I would walk around like Chris or Jill in that silly tank control gate, listening for how loud our footsteps would echo in any given stairwell or empty hallway. The admissions building for the college I ended up graduating from was a contender for most Resident Evil-like. Oh man, I went to school in Boston, and those old buildings.
Sure.
So good. According to my brother, during my initial visit, when he walked around the old building building like an idiot pretending to be Chris Redfield. I guess it had an influence on my final college choice. Something Brandon said during an episode of Cup of Jones about camping helps me feel like I'm not crazy. He said that spending time in nature, an activity that should totally remove oneself from virtual worlds, often resulted in him fantasizing about video games. It's a phenomenon I can totally relate to. At least I used to. Sadly, I feel like the imaginative part of my brain is rarely active these days when it comes to the possibilities of the present and future of video games. Naturally, as a 34-year-old man, I don't act out video game fantasies anymore, but at least I can live vicariously through my niece and nephew. For context, my older brother very rarely plays video games, but he tries to play mainline sequels in select franchises like Zelda, Metroid, and Metal Gear Solid. So I sold him my Wii U. Oof, brutal. Sold him the Wii U. His brother. Sold him the Wii U.
Probably at a reduced cost.
This is a good console, right? Oh, one of the best. One of the best.
$200, it's
200
yours, bro.
Proud of you. Proud of you. Milk it. He only has time to play it during family time, so he could play Breath of the Wild. He only has time to play it during family time, and his 3- and 5-year-old kids have become completely enamored. I am so thrilled that anytime I see the niece and nephew, they primarily reference Zelda. I mean, they're kids. They could be obsessed with any given ubiquitous intellectual property aimed at them like Paw Patrol or Disney princesses. Paw Patrol hype. But of all things, for them to get obsessed with with Breath of the Wild, I can get the 3-year-old to eat his food by acting like a hinox, pretending like I'm going to take his food. Their father can get them interested in cooking by acting like Link the first time he cooks a new recipe. Perhaps video games and real life each other make the other fun. I hope the allies and viewers have a lot of innocent video game fantasies to think back on. I'm looking forward to the Box Peak finale, but not looking forward to the show ending. Any video game fantasies there, Kyle?
They're not innocent. So it's weird that they have to be innocent video game fantasies.
Uh-huh.
Mine are very raunchy.
Very inappropriate.
Yes, yeah.
Very NSFW. Mm-hmm. I definitely fantasize about SSX whenever I go skiing.
Well, how often you go skiing?
Not that often.
Oh, okay.
But it's just when you're like going down a mountain.
Yeah.
That and James Bond films. I always imagine, you know, like I'm going down. Just bombing down the hill.
I would say most often, like visually thinking of things as video games, it happens when I'm a passenger, just staring out a window and like letting things drive by.
Yeah, I used to think about like Jet Set Radio. I think about like a dude on like a hoverboard, especially if there's power lines.
Oh, heck
it's like,
yeah.
It's like going off the rails and stuff.
Yeah.
Tim Strothman. Hey, Brandon and Kyle. Due to my new job, my gaming time was drastically reduced in November, and I almost forgot to write this post. I almost forgot to make the post. I am currently laying in bed on Monday evening and writing this post on my phone. I think I made it in time, so here we go. I was only able to finish one game this month. Are you ready? Call back. Season 2 of Telltale's Batman series, The Enemy Within.
Oh, nice.
I finished almost all Telltale games except for the last Walking Dead season and the Borderlands season. And even though Season 1 of The Walking Dead is probably their most significant achievement, both Batman seasons are my personal highlight. Me too, I think, selfishly. Telltale was able to put a unique spin on a beloved franchise, and I thoroughly enjoyed how existing characters were interpreted. Harley Quinn and the Riddler were great additions to the cast. The character arc of John Doe and the amount of impact player choice has on his development was one of the better character stories in any Telltale-style game. The moment credits started rolling was honestly the first time I was sad about the closure of Telltale, since we will never get a continuation of this Batman story. Of course, they bought the Batman rights, though. That weird company.
They got him back, right?
They were like, ooh, get that Batman over there.
Yeah.
So who knows? Of course, I always felt sorry for the people who lost their jobs, but I was fine with never playing a new Telltale story in the Wolf Among Us or Guardians of the Galaxy franchises. However, their quote-unquote reinvention of the Batman-verse is truly something special, and I cannot recommend it enough to any Batman or adventure game fan. For December, I'm really looking forward to my holiday break, in which I hope to finish up Dishonored 2 and take a deep dive into Jedi Fallen Order. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Love and respect, Tim. P.S. Kyle, congratulations on Season 2 of Box Peak. The show is a pure joy to watch, and I love the mixture of anime tropes, stupid jokes, and unique storytelling ideas. My absolute favorite moment from those Batman games was, it's such an early moment, so like I don't consider it like a huge spoiler, but you are confronted with a character who you know who that character is. It's a dual identity, and they know who you are. They know you are Bruce Wayne and Batman. And it was one of the only times in any Telltale game I intentionally didn't talk. And I thought it really played well into the scene.
Yeah, I get that.
My character was like, hey. I was just like, They were like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, no. It was great. Loved it, loved it, loved it.
We just got rated by Trisha Hirschberger. Thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
Who is she on Twitch?
She's called Trisha Hirschberger. All
right.
It's just her full name.
What up, Trish? Love Trish. Miguel Menjivar. Hello, Kyle and Jones. Rated. I love too. Coming in.
Oh, yeah, just a whole crew of people who are like, why are these two guys on a couch? Why are they looking at a clipboard? Is this a stream? If you did just join us, this is our community showcase.
It's Easy Alice Community Showcase. $10 and above tier on our Patreon.
Yeah.
These are people who submitted comments. If you want to stick around, you're like, comments. I'm not here for no comments. We got some sweet music coming up, some very fun videos, and some lovely art and photographs.
And voice acting.
And voice acting. A fun voice acting clip. Some character work going on today.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. Miguel Menjivar. Hello, Kyle and Jones. Greetings, chat. We are finally on the last month of the year, and in general, it's been a positive one. Of course, there have been things that I wish were different, but that is what makes our lives interesting. Love that perspective. This time I want to share the games that I enjoyed this year the most. This doesn't mean they are necessarily the best, but the ones that resonate better with me. So let's start. Resident Evil 2. There's not much to say that hasn't been said before. This game is GOTY material and probably will be one of the best games of the generation. Kingdom Hearts 3. Probably not the best in the series, however, the game does have a heart. I loved every moment of it. Devil May Cry 5, probably my favorite DMC ever, fast-paced and crazy as ever. The game looks stunning in 4K and runs almost perfect. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. I actually played over 100 hours of this game. It was too much fun. It had a lot of Persona vibes, and I really liked that. Judgment. To be honest, I think this is the best game in the Yakuza series. I cannot recommend this game enough. And the best of everything there is, the best of everything, there is no need to play any other Yakuza games to enjoy it. Destiny 2 Shadowkeep. I have over 1,200 hours on this game. Probably means I love it. Smiley face. Jedi Fallen Order. Got to give a big shout out to Respawn, considering what Star Wars means for most people. I can safely say they surpassed most expectations we could have. I have played other games besides these, but I have a lot of enjoyment with the ones mentioned before. Finally, I just want to say a few things. Thank you so much for this year of content as Easy Allies. I really appreciate everything you guys do for the community, and most of the changes done this year have been for the best. Most. Fair.
Most, yeah. You know what? It's fair.
My highlight each week is the Silver Squad stream. Watching Jones enjoying Pokemon and Kyle biting his tongue trying to avoid saying too much is just great. I wish you all the allies in chat happy holidays. I hope you enjoy your time with your family and friends, and of course, play as many video games as humanly possible. Amor y respeto, Miguel. I was expecting that 1,200 hours to shake you, for you to gasp. But Destiny, yeah. Those are rookie numbers. You got to get those numbers out.
Destiny catches people. It gets them hooked. I've seen it happen.
Oh, dude, I played it for Stadia just to just to try out Stadia, and like that light level just went up, and I was like, oh yeah, there it is. That's the stuff.
You know, I think.
Yeah, my first purple. Woo! Mm-hmm.
I think smart people like Destiny, but like same way smart people like reality shows.
Two of the smartest people I know on Twitter, hooked, man.
On Destiny?
Yeah, hooked.
It's weird, man. It's like, hey, it's still just Destiny.
That's Rami and Ryan Stevens.
Yeah.
Hooked.
Get off
Destiny.
it. There's so many other games.
Yeah. Ezra Renee. Hooked. So hooked on that Destiny there.
I don't get it.
Michael Huber goes back. Sebastian Hall. Hi, Brandon and Kyle. I wanted to do something extra special this month, but as I have been away most of November staying at a hotel for work, I haven't been able to do much at all. Instead, I thought I would just share some bits and bops about my gaming this month.
Okay.
I've put about 20 hours into Death Stranding, even though it's not even near as many as I would have liked. I must say, I really, really enjoy it. Just exploring and delivering things are such a nice break from other normal games. The story is starting to pick up a bit as well, so I'm looking forward to seeing where it goes. I have also finally reached level 60 in Classic WoW. Whoa.
Is that hard?
I mean, Classic, baby. Yeah.
Okay.
I would assume, I don't know. I don't know what they added. I mean, it got to the point where reaching level 60 is like they give you a level 60 for free. Please.
Yeah.
They'll call you on the phone.
Oh,
please.
60? Come on. Yeah.
But I remember, I don't know if this is like a popular video, but I remember seeing this video of like this guy right when Vanilla launched. And this guy hit 60 in his dorm. It was like, yeah! And he like runs down the hallway like, ah! outside. He's just banging on all the walls, and all these people are opening their doors at 3 in the morning. Like, what the hell's your problem? And he's just like,
Was that guy cool?
I hit cap. No, he was just playing. He's got level 60. And
Right.
wow, nobody's cool.
Did
He got
people
60
hate him?
in vanilla.
Did people hate that guy?
Of course.
Okay.
But it's fun. It's fun to see him flip out.
Describe his hair.
He's a little like yours. Just kidding. I don't remember his hair.
Okay.
Everybody had the same haircut in college.
True.
And have joined this lovely guild with tons of people from all walks of life. I used to play a lot of WoW back in the day, vanilla to Cataclysm. I also bailed to Cataclysm. So now I'm just going to focus on having fun and let things take its time. I'm also looking forward to Christmas as I get to fly home to Sweden and see my family again. Been too long since I was home last time. Finally, I just want to remind people that Titanfall 2 is free on PS Plus this month. If you haven't already, please pick it up. That's so well timed. Right after Fallen Order. Mm-hmm. Man, oh man.
Yeah.
And I did not play the campaign. I played Titanfall 2, I think I reviewed, or I played Titanfall 1, I think I reviewed it. If you haven't already, please pick it up, even if you just play the campaign once. That said, the multiplayer and PvE mode are great, and I would be more than happy to give any new player some help in the multiplayer if needed, being Lotiaz on PSN, Lotias on PSN. Can I also just say how awesome this community is? Great people, and even on the lowest of days, people here can really lift me up. Love and respect, Lotiaz.
It's weird. We have a LoTS in chat too.
Really?
Yeah.
Can't be the same person.
No.
Because he's in Sweden right now. Does Twitch? They're not Twitch in Sweden, right?
I think they do now.
Oh, okay. I'm cycling through my brain for Swedish jokes, and I think it's best to just move on to the next question.
Sure.
Thomas Lara. Hi. First of all, thank you to Easy A for this great year. This was my first year supporting with Patreon, and it's been really fun. Good to hear. I think it's Tomas Lara. This month I only finished 2 games. The first one is Luigi's Mansion 3.
Nice.
First time brought up on the showcase. This was easily one of the best Switch games in 2019. The team at Next Level did an amazing job with the hotel design and the graphics. Probably my only complaint is that the rewards for finding secrets are almost non-existent. The second game is Pokemon Shield.
Luigi needs costumes.
Yeah.
Luigi needs costumes.
Yeah.
Odyssey went all out on costumes, improved the value of costumes. Luigi needed some costumes.
Yeah.
Even just like modify his mustache, dude.
Oh, dude.
How cool would that be?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry.
Or is it like if you put on like a chef's outfit or something, like a pizza chef, you got like a little Italian thing. Ooh. His voice, I don't know.
He's already got an Italian thing with his voice.
He does. He's Italian. It's like on Pokemon. It's like when we were playing Silver, and I was like, "Why is everything so expensive? $200 for a thing?" And you're like, "This game was made in Japan, Jones." And I was like, "Yes, it was. Yes, it was." What? Hear me out.
Yeah.
What if Luigi was Italian?
Yeah. Okay.
Food for thought. That's what we're here on the showcase. We're here to ask the tough questions. Probably my only complaint is that the rewards for finding secrets are almost non-existent. The second game is Pokemon Shield. The week that I played this game was the best one of this month. Lots of great new Pokemon. Building my team was a joy, and the gym challenge was pretty exciting. I would have loved that the entire story focused only on this challenge while having more things to do between the gyms instead of the dumb story that felt very tacked on, especially the ending bits. It was a fun ride, and I hope Game Freak gets more budget and time for the next one. I don't think the budget's a problem.
Yeah.
I think it's the time. You know what I think? You know what's so obviously going to happen?
Okay.
Because I think Pokemon. I think part of why Pokemon is so huge is I think they do like the Oasis game, where it's like Animal Crossing. And they starve you and they starve you and then they're like, "You want a little glass of water? Oh, it's only half full." And you're just and they're like, it's like that. Just seems like Game Freak. Seems like the Pokemon company.
Yeah.
And you want a new gen in Pokemon Go? Here, there you go. There's gonna be some like stadium game. That's like next year. There's gonna be some stadium game. That's the game that's gonna have everybody in it. It's gonna have the national decks, but it's not gonna have the story. And everyone's gonna be like, I want the story, I want everything. And you were never gonna get it. We're never gonna get
do a stadium
because
again.
once they put the complete package, they're scared that everyone's not gonna get the next game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Is
there a bomb about to go off? Oh, it's probably maybe the alarm went off next door. Our neighbors.
Oh, it's yeah. I think we're hearing neighbors' alarms.
All right. Usually the second generation on the same system is much better than the previous one, like Black and White for the DS and Sun and Moon for 3DS. I can't say if Gold Silver is better than Red Blue, as I am playing the former for the first time along with Silver Squad. I can't say either because I haven't finished it yet. I was really enjoying my time with Death Stranding. Going through the journey with the help of others makes this a unique game. I was deep in Chapter 3, just putting some music in people's structures, but Pokemon came out 1 week after putting some music in people's structures?
Is that something you can do in Death Stranding?
Whoa.
Cool.
But Pokemon came out 1 week after, and I haven't gone back since then. Finally, the game I waited over a year to play. Oh, God. I remember picking up tunes in MGS5. You would, like, hear them on the radio, and you'd go over and, like, let's take that tape. Like, it's such a fun way to, like, piss off soldiers. Can you imagine them, like, going in and being like, oh, man. And you see all the guys are dead or like, knocked out. They wake up, buddy. Come on, these Snake came through and went in. Oh, I'll put on some... What?
He took our tape! He took our cassette!
I only have one song on that tape!
That's a cool tape! That's a cool song!
You really stick it to the man. Oh, boy. Finally, the game I waited over a year to play. That one game is Life is Strange 2. Played through all 4 episodes in the past week, and it has been way better than I expected. It's a bit sad. That it's not getting much attention as the first one, and I think the name may be one of the reasons. I wonder.
Life is Strange? Bad name.
I mean, just Life is Strange 2.
Yeah.
You know? I wonder if that other thing they just announced, Tell Me Why. I wonder if that
also a bad title. Also a bad title.
And I wonder, though, it's a bummer. I wonder if it's like the Telltale thing, where they were they kept chasing that dragon. You know, it's like Walking Dead hit so hard that all the subsequent releases, people were like, the fans came back, but the people that played Walking Dead, just because, like, damn, the one game of the year, I should check this out, they're not coming back. They're off, with their own favorite genres, which is just the nature of the biz, I think. Played through all 4 episodes, blah, blah, blah. It suggests that is a sequel to the previous game, and that's not the case at all. It goes on a completely different approach, and I really appreciate that. Can't wait for the season finale next Tuesday, and then the spoiler mode afterwards. That's all. Amor y respeto para todos desde Chile. Tomás. Boy, did I probably butcher that. Alan Guyan.
Well, you did Chile. That was fun.
Chile. Hello, Jones and Bossman. This will be my 3rd community comment, as my first one was a year ago.
Wow.
First, I want to congratulate you, Brandon, on becoming a father this year. Got that trophy. I was so happy to hear the news, and I hope that you, Amanda, and your child are keeping well. As long as we're talking about happy things.
Yeah.
Fun Milo update.
Sure.
Solid food, baby. This, like, a week ago, I think.
Is he enjoying the solid
Loves it,
cool,
dude.
Cool.
Loves it. Give him the spoon, and he's just like... He's got the spoon with, like the cross guard, so he doesn't choke himself. Mm-hmm. And it's great because, I don't know if any airplane fans out there, but the joke in Airplane, he's got a drinking problem, but it means he just keeps throwing the water in his face.
Yeah.
And we put the little applesauce. Loves applesauce. Hands down favorite. Second favorite, sweet potato. Mashed up sweet potato. We put it on a spoon, and he's like, thanks. We're like, no, whoa. He's like, I got this. No, I got it. It's fine. We're like, no, just put... But, independent, he will actually, I got it! And we're like, all right, buddy. But yeah, just loves... And he's so funny because he's got the bib, and so he'll, cross his arms and just be like, just to get the bib up so he can just, lick the food off of the bib.
I do that, too.
Oh, that kid. It's true. I've seen it. Oh, boy. And I hope you have a good first Christmas and New Year together. My good, the crest of his development and Christmas time is oof. By the time we get to New Year, he might actually start talking. He might actually start oh wait, yeah, that thing you just said. He's starting to do that a little bit, but just with nonsense gibberish, He'll be
would be really early. That'd be an early talker, Jones.
I mean, not full sentences, not
sure.
writing his first novel, but we say mama and he says mama back, and we're like, yeah, he might not know what mama means, but he's like, oh, that thing you just said, I know how to work that out phonetically.
Okay.
Also, realizing mama is easier than dada. Dada's you can't see what I'm doing when I say dada. But when I go mom, you actually see my lips oh.
Mama worked harder. It's fair.
It's true. Mama deserves it. I recently found out that I'm going to be an uncle, as my older brother is going to be a father next year. I never expected I'd find out that I was going to be an uncle this year. I was happy to find out, as my brother and his wife have now been married for over 5 years, and he's going to be turning 30 next February. I turned 25 this year in July. For the past 5 years, my brother and his wife have been looking after a pug named Gizmo. He can be rather shy and likes to bark at the TV when he sees animals, but he's a great dog, so I'm hoping he'll be all right with the child being around. I also want to congratulate you once again on acquiring the studio and all the great changes that Easy Allies has made as part of the Phase 4 plans. I'm glad all of this good news... I'm glad of all of this good news, as 2019 hasn't been a great year for me due to falling ill with multiple sclerosis in May, and just recently having surgery on my back to help resolve a spinal disc problem, which has prevented me from being able to stand and walk properly. I apologize for typing about my troubles. Anytime. That is what we are here to talk about. That is what people with in our chats might be dealing with the same thing or possibly other things, so they can sympathize. As you've heard people talk about, they're like these connections that I make over these issues, and it's also kudos, man. That's a hard thing to throw out there. But I'm really hoping that 2020 will be a better year. So are we. There have been changes in regarding video game companies that I'm rather sad about, with both Reggie and Sean leaving their jobs at Nintendo and Sony, as I was a fan of them both. This is going to be an interesting gen. We're kicking off with a lot of new peeps. It's going to be interesting to see.
I don't like peeps.
You don't like the peeps?
I was thinking about that on the drive over today.
You don't like the word peeps?
I don't know. I don't like peeps.
Do you like peeps? The actual the candy peeps?
No.
So no, peeps in general is bad.
Yeah.
So okay, I'll put peeps in the box, lock it.
People. Yeah.
These new people that work.
Yes.
At these things. New people.
It will be an interesting gen for sure.
Massive exodus at Sony, man. So many people are taking off from Sony.
Yeah.
I am.
You got to pretend like Jim Ryan, please.
I am on the edge of my seat for whatever launch they're going to do for PS5. Like how that's handled.
Yeah.
Like it. I don't know. Is everything like? Is there a method to their madness, or is it just madness? Are they just running and gunning right now?
There's a method, dude.
As of next year, both the next Xbox and PlayStation will be shown and released, so I'm looking forward to hearing and seeing about them both. I remember working at a video game retailer named Game, all caps, G-A-M-E, when the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 launched 6 years ago, so I can't believe we'll be seeing new consoles next year. I can. I think you can too.
6 years?
I believe it.
That's not bad.
I found out that I share the same age as the original PlayStation, as December 3rd, 1994 was the Japan release date of the PS1. It's been interesting to see how much PlayStation has developed these past 2 decades. What did I find out where I'm as old as? Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. I'm watching the Imagineering story. I didn't know that came out in 1979. And I was like, yay! I mean, not on my birthday. I don't know what... My birthday was Inauguration Day, not in 79 in 80.
You're as old as one particular Disneyland ride.
Yeah. And so Amanda and I went to Disneyland just recently, and we both, and she was born in 79 also, so we both went. We're like, yeah, all right, we're both as old as this ride. Sorry. I'm sorry, man. I just had a really dark joke prepped, but we have such positive vibes.
Okay, save the dark joke
for later.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's about Big Thunder. Terrible. Okay. Overall, this has been a great year. There's been some dark times on Big Thunder if you followed the blogs. Overall, this has been a great year for games, with Capcom having released 2 fantastic games and Square Enix having finally released Kingdom Hearts 3, which I thought was worth the wait. I hope you and the Allies have a great Christmas and New Year, and I look forward to seeing what Easy Allies does next year. Love and respect, Alan Guyan. VLYS. What do we think? Vlies? Vliss? Vlees?
For what?
VLYS. Vlees. Vlees?
I'd say Veals.
Veals? But it's the L first.
Oh, yeah.
Vliss?
Vlies. I'd say Vlies.
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 Cool name, man.
Vlies.
Hey, Allies. English isn't my first language, so apologies for any mistakes. You nailed it. I'm a flight attendant. I'm a flight attendant from Chile.
Cool job.
This is my first post since I joined Patreon 1 year ago. Also, when we talk about teachers, oh man, I want that flight attendant perspective. Love it. My mom used to be a flight attendant, and the stories. The one thing that I love, one of my favorite stories from my mom, really simple, won't take a lot of time. Turbulence. Don't be scared. Turbulence is not a big deal. Like planes don't really super rare do planes crash because of turbulence. They crash because there's problems with the plane, or like you get hit by lightning or something. But like when you're in turbulence, it's really scary, and you really feel like and that it's not like you look over the flight attendant and they're like, "This is par for the course, man." Turbulence all the time. So. Don't worry about turbulence. It's fine.
Jones, what if I started shaking you and I'm like, you're not going to die, Jones. I'm just shaking you right now.
I understand. It's tough. It's tough. but sometimes you just it's like you're talking about imagination. Your imagining gets the better of you.
Yes.
And that you can combat that. When my mom told me that, it really helped me.
Okay.
I'm just saying, it doesn't help. Forget it. Forget I was here. This is my first post since I joined Patreon 1 year ago, just to support you. Thank you. I usually find myself saying, I love these guys. I love their content when I'm walking around catching up on the podcast or any other videos. I hope that's on the plane. I hope he's got the bub, he's like going down the thing like, dun, 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 dun. It's like, can I please, my drink? I love these guys.
I love these guys.
I'll keep this short due to the fact that I suffer from anxiety, and even writing this has taken me a lot of tries.
This I get.
But I wanted to tell you that you guys are awesome. Keep up the good work, and here's to a great 2020. Happy holidays. Love and respect, David. Nailed it. Nailed it. You can just copy and paste that post next month. I'll take it. Mm-hmm. Jason Asackle with the exact opposite vibes. Well, here we are again.
Let's hear about Thunder Mountain right now.
The difference between Amanda and I and Thunder Mountain?
Yes.
We've never killed anybody. Last month, a game that I had waited a long time for came out, Shenmue 3. I popped that disc in. An unrecognized disc popped up on my screen. Great day for my disc drive in my PS4 to die. Well, not die. It still reads discs of games that are installed. My disc drive on my PS4 Pro is broken. I only play digitally on my PS4 Pro. The disc drive doesn't read. Doesn't read CDs, doesn't read DVDs, doesn't read games.
I heard nobody ever died at Disneyland.
Nobody ever died at Disneyland?
That's like the thing. That's the thing people say.
What are you talking about, dude? So many people have died at Disneyland.
I figured people would have had to have died at Disneyland.
Oh my goodness, have people died at Disneyland. In the 70s, a guy got knifed in Tomorrowland. Didn't die, but a guy got knifed. Like a knife fight in Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
Famous deaths at Disneyland.
Okay.
A person was beheaded on Big Thunder Mountain, and I know the place where it was. And man, of course, this is a terrible thing that this person lost their life at Disneyland. The person losing their life. Imagine the family, the tragedy. They can never go back to Disneyland. Yeah. They can't go back to any Disney park. They can't Disney Plus launches, and like all they can think about is this family member that they lost. But I know exactly where it happened, and it's like in one of the scariest parts of that ride. And so like every time I go into that tunnel and everything gets dark, it's like
Surely they raised the clearance.
It went off the track. It crashed. It crashed.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. I'm so glad we tanked Sackle's comment for this.
In the innovation, I can't remember what it was called. It's like World of Innovation or something. I never saw it because it was something else by the time I first went to Disneyland.
Sure.
But there used to be the Carousel of Innovation, I think it's called. And it was this rotating theater. And there would be different scenes where they're like, previously, this is the way families would sit. And then now, this is the way families are. But in the future, we're going to...
I see references
it's the Jetsons.
Yeah.
And it was a rotating thing. And so there was a very small, opening where that big wall would turn into the next wall. And just one of the ladies that worked there just got pulled in. Fun trivia. And I think I've said this trivia before. I mean, he asked. I think I've said this.
I asked for your joke.
I think I said this trivia before. That's true. You didn't ask. The ride that has taken more lives than any other ride at Disneyland, People Mover. When you're like, what? It's such a slow ride. But that's the thing. There's no seatbelt. And so kids on like grad night will be like, we're getting drinking, smoking, and they fall over and like that thing's not stopping. People Mover is not going to like see and recognize you're on the track. There's no People Mover at Disneyland Anaheim anymore, but there is People Mover in Florida. So be careful, kids. Careful on that People Mover.
Drinking and smoking.
They shut down. Oh no, dude! I heard from an employee one time when the People Mover would go inside hallways. The transition from light outside to dark was so stark that kids couldn't see anything when you first get into the tunnels. They would like smoke, and there would be employees right there in the hallway that were just working or something, and for fun they would like step out and go and like literally flick the cigarette out of their mouths, like because like I've been in this hallway for an hour. I can see you very clear as day come in.
That I like.
Oh, that's why I love talking to the employees at Disneyland. The stories are so good. But yeah, man. Columbia was docking in the station, and some careless employee just threw the anchor over or threw the rope over to stop the boat, and it was going fast enough that it pulled the thing that it hooks onto and took somebody out with his family. Like just not the whole family, but like he was with his family and just whoosh. And then the cops showed up and Disneyland was like, don't worry, we cleaned it all up. And they were like, what? Like, that's not what you do if there's a crime. Like, we come and then take care of things, and then we clean it up. And Disneyland's like, oh, well, we just, we're so quick about that stuff. And it's like, so, yeah, man.
That's some crazy stuff, John.
It's a fascinating place. Disneyland is the happiest, most interesting, sometimes deadliest place on Earth.
Huh.
Jason Exactle. Sorry. These are true stories, though. So, yeah, disk drive fails. Well, let's hope for backwards compatibility. Actually, I was inclined to think of it as a sign to start going digital only. Oh yeah, I've never looked back. Here's the thing though, super sales are going on. Some newer games are like 10, 15 bucks off. Online store, $59.99 still. I wish games adapted the whole physical disc comes with a digital copy thing that movies do. Sure, yes, people would be able to buy a copy and then give the physical to someone else or sell it to GameStop, but you have to be pretty desperate to take their bullshit trade in values. Whew, exactly.
This is why we do the Disney stuff during the cycle.
It's true.
Yeah.
The dark Disney.
This is the dark time.
Mouse Ears. If you want to find out more of those stories, there's a whole chapter on all the deaths of Disneyland in a book called Mouse Ears. It's not an official book, and fascinating. Also, all the times Disneyland's been sued. I think it came out like the 80s, so it's a bit dated, but still, that's like 30 years of fascinating stories. So, I took my copy and a bunch of other games to GameStop to get some PSN gift cards to buy a digital copy of Shenmue 3. Looked at what games I'd gotten free via PS Plus, didn't want anymore, etc. Works out with packing, because I'm moving, bought a condo. Nice. Actually, I'm probably doing the closing as you read this. Probably signing my name more time than bugs I encountered in Spider-Man. Bazing! I should probably be packing instead of typing this. For boxes, I just keep stopping at the liquor store on my way home from work asking if they have a surplus of boxes that they could part with. My movers are going to think I have a problem. It's that I own too much junk. Still, got 2 weeks till moving day. Should be plenty of time. Oh dear lord, I only have 2 weeks till I'm moving. I am so Shenmue 3. Loved it. I just love how it's a true sequel. Some of the dialogue is really bad, but like in a charming sort of way. That's very Shenmue. The game is Shenmue with all the weird quirks. There was one scene I had to upload to Twitter where I'm pretty sure someone was missing from the scene entirely, and I kind of loved it. It reminded me of that time in Horizon where I freed a village area before talking to a dude, and then the dude explained how people were locked up, and it showed like an empty prison because I'd already freed everyone, and had to talk to him again to acknowledge I even did it. Oh, in Shenmue 3, if I did something someone asked me to do, Rio would say, he did it already. So that's something. I just kind of like how unapologetically the series sticks to what it is. Also, I've been watching The Mandalorian. Hey, look at that! Something Star Wars that I genuinely enjoy watching.
Ooh.
Miracles can happen.
Huh.
You know how people talk about like multiple drafts? You know, they said, Vlees,
yeah.
Said like this took me a couple of drafts. Clearly, draft one. Clearly, the stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
All the way to the
Just
end.
hammering this out.
But he does it every time. Mm-hmm. When he says, Shenmue 3, what is it? I really kind of like how it unapologetically the series sticks to what it is. So do you, Jason.
Yeah.
So do you.
Unapologetically sticking to what you are.
John Koenig. Hey, Brandon and Kyle. I've noticed a trend in my showcase posts. I almost always talk about Pokemon when Kyle is on, and why stop now? Taking inspiration from Kyle and Dan on the couch. Great stream, by the way. If you haven't checked it out, great stream.
Did you check out the stream a little
Not
bit?
the whole thing, but yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
I'm going to give 3 loves and 3 hates for Pokemon Shield.
Great.
Just a warning, there will be some light spoilers. Maybe take the hood off, and then we'll put the hood back up. Or you can keep the hand up the whole time?
Yeah, the hood
I'll
is
go through
non-negotiable right now.
All right. Hate number 3, fossil monstrosities in Shield. Fossil monstrosities. In Shield,
No!
In S.H.I.E.L.D., you revive fossil Pokemon with the assistance of Dr. Kara Liss, a truly awful person who slaps together mismatched pieces of fossils and calls it a day. These poor suffering creatures are freezing, can't breathe, can't walk, or have an upside-down head. While this is a clever idea, seeing these abominations struggle to live and knowing I was complicit in it is just too much. Love number 3, the Ball Guy. The Ball Guy is a wonderful weirdo who hangs around the various gyms and gives you rare Pokeballs. What makes the Ball Guy great is that they're apparently the greatest mystery in the entire region. No one knows who they are, their gender, their age, or even where their Pokeballs come from. Hate number 2, boring routes in towns. The routes in S.H.I.E.L.D. are often bland and short, consisting of straight lines and far too few trainers. True. Another problem is that since there are so few HMs or HM equivalents that reveal new paths, there rarely feels like a reason to return. I actually just finally had my first one, where I was like, oh, I can't go over there yet. Towns have the same problem of being heavily shrunken down. Even the large cities feel small, especially compared to the past cities like Castilia or Lumios. Love number 2, reimagined Pokemon League. One of the aspects I always found odd about the previous generations was how the Pokemon League seemed so secretive. This is a world that revolves around Pokemon and Pokemon battles, and yet the battles are in closed-off buildings and mountain castles. Imagine if the only people allowed to attend the World Cup were players in the World Cup. Shield's trainer journey being a publicized event helps make the world feel more believable. Hate number 1, rushed story. Pokemon Shield follows the plot structure established in Ruby and Sapphire of the trainer's journey intermixed with a region-wide threat. The problem is that the region-wide threat awkwardly presents itself right in the middle of the championship tournament. Before this moment, the only hints to this threat are a couple of murals and tapestries. Say what you want about Sun and Moon being too cutscene heavy, but at least that story had a clear beginning, middle, and end. This story should have had either been fleshed out more or held back for after you become champion, because how it's placed is now frankly bad. Love number 1, Wild Area. While Galar fails in its roots and towns, the Wild Area is a fascinating and fun place. I had a great time traveling around looking for new Pokemon and how they changed based on weather, searching out hidden items, and going through Dynamax raids. The Wild Area does fail in some ways, mostly that sudden weather and habitat changes feel a little too much like a theme park. However, the freedom and scope of the Wild Area still make it worthwhile. Love and respect.
Good list.
And scene. Yeah, and I agree with most of those. Mm-hmm. And you did spoil some things for me, but I like them. I like the spoilers. And I think I'm kind of at the point where some of that stuff happens now. So
yeah, you know what? You had your time.
Woo, here we go. Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Especially for the job that I have.
Yeah, they're going to float out there now.
What do I got, a 5-month-old or something?
Yeah.
Corey Jackson. Oh, that's the other thing, too, with Milo. They say, like, read to him. Whenever I got that Kindle, and I'm reading to him Fellowship of the Ring, which is fun because I've never read Fellowship. And, like, he's not a fan. Whenever I like take my eyes away to read, he just tunes out. He's like, well, fine, you read that book, and I don't know, I'll chew on my finger or something. And I'm like, I'm sorry. He needs that really direct.
So you got to make those stories.
So I got to, which, hey, no problem there.
Yeah.
Corey Jackson, greetings and happy holidays, Jones and Bossman. I hope you're having a good final month of the year. Lots of great games, and in the wake of Disney Plus, many old shows and classic movies. My mother and father-in-law bought Disney Plus, watched Dumbo, hated it. Watched Lady and the Tramp, live action. Both live actions, not the original Dumbo. Hated it. Canceled Disney Plus.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the talking dogs. Cancel it. I don't care if the month isn't over. Cancel it.
Yeah, you have the whole month. And my father-in-law's like, he's like, yeah, you know, I got a lot of this stuff on DVD. It's like, Newsies on DVD, really? They got it, you know? Really? Hannah Montana, all the seasons on DVD, really?
Tell me more about this Hannah Montana.
Really? Robin Hood on DVD, you got it? Shout-outs to the Green Eggs and Ham series on Netflix. Whoa. Okay. It was a fun series to watch with good animation and well-done VO. Claus is a great movie to get you in the Christmas spirit. Santa Claus origin story. A gritty Santa Claus origin story. Interest.
0.
Damn.
0.
I often think about that. And finally, the 3rd season of The Dragon Prince features the voice talent of Chris Metzen, former Blizzard founder and voice actor supreme. Didn't know that. Dragon Prince Avatar, guys.
Yeah.
Just the brand new Avatar.
Neat.
And I was like, oh, is it good? And fans were like, it's fine. It's okay. It gets better, but you know, it's fine. And I'm just like, no. I need that. Be great. I need those Watchmen reviews if I'm gonna dive back into the animation thing. If I didn't finish Korra, I'm not watching Dragon Prince. I've started my 3rd complete watch through of the One Piece anime. 3rd complete watch through of the One Piece anime.
And we did Jason Sackler already, right?
Oh yeah.
This is a whole different person.
This is Corey Jackson, baby.
Huh.
3rd.
Okay.
Brad hasn't done 1.
No. Few people have.
I'm currently in the 190s, and it's so good to soak it in again. The One Piece manga has been on fire lately, following a flashback with the most out-of-control, amazing character ever.
Cool.
I'm fully caught up in the manga version of Demon Slayer, and man, that art blows me away. No wonder it's fighting One Piece for the top spot in Japan right now. I'm all about manga fights, man. I love that.
Demon Slayer,
I love who's fighting for the top spot. I love that.
Demon Slayer's gonna win.
You think?
Yeah, Dad.
No, also in anime, My Hero Season 4 is great. Food Wars Season 4 is just nuts. It has a scene where someone suffers from a butter genjutsu. Or genjutsu, sorry. Genjutsu.
Sure.
And there's Fire Force, which for a shonen anime has little to no filler at all. Now to games. I played many games, starting with Luigi's Mansion 3, which I beat with 100% completion.
Ooh. You unlocked the Italian Luigi.
This game, which the Game Awards did not put in art direction because it blows all others out of the water. I think you talked to Keely and he said that, right?
Yeah.
That Luigi, it was just too much. Some games are just too good. They can't get noms.
Keely called it too cute.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Keely doesn't like the cuteness. We got a puppet last year in the game. We got the Muppets once, and he was like, that was... Mm-hmm. We got Pepe, who was probably the least cute Muppet, because Elmo was like, no.
I really pushed for Elmo, too. Gamers love Elmo.
You love Elmo.
Yeah.
And I can confirm it's GOATY 2019 for me. For all the love and care Next Level Games did on this, it still shocks me. Still getting through Ring Fit Adventure and having a blast. Not the last time Ring Fit Adventure will be brought up in the showcase. Ooh. I wish I could commit more time to it. Soon, I'll finally break level 100. The game feels like there's another 40% left to go, but I'll get there. And finally, Pokemon. All I can say is, I like it. There are a few issues here and there, but I do love all the new Pokemon. There isn't one dislike at all. And I love the new models with the old ones too. I love the Gigantamax Pokemon designs. They basically ask, what if this Pokemon was a kaiju? And as a fan of old kaiju movies, some blew me away with their design ideas. I can't wait to see what they do for the rumored Gen 4 remake. Hope you all have a great holiday. Love and respect, Corey Jackson. What's the one that looks like a piece of bacon? That's like the snake? The fire snake?
It's like a centipede and
yeah.
Oh, yeah, don't know his name.
Is he new?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
His Gigantamax fun.
Yeah.
He's got a good
Sizzlipede. Thanks.
Sizzlipede. Centiscorch.
Sizzlipede evolves into Centiscorch. Yeah.
Tokyo Slim. I don't have anything to share this month, so I'll use this space to wish everyone and their families a happy holiday season and new year. See you all at the Box Peak Season 2 finale.
See you there.
Yeah. Oh, you gonna watch that?
No.
Who else is gonna be there?
Amanda Drew.
Woo! Final comments. Then I gotta do a research break.
Okay.
No leveling up Tootsie while I'm gone. Calcifer. Oh, you know who I caught?
You caught a hoodoo?
I caught a hoodoo.
Oh my gosh.
I named it Tootsie.
Oh.
Twootsie.
Oh.
Tootsie. Oh. The Tootsie. I was so happy. Another Pokemon got in the way, actually. I was like going through the wild area and I was like, yeah, because I didn't even know if Tootsie's in the game or the Hoothoot's in the game.
Yeah.
I was like, yes. And I ran over and some other Pokemon ran in front of me. I was like, no, because I didn't know if it was rare or something.
Yeah.
And then there's just
so many
Hoothoots all over the place.
So many.
And I was like, oh, cool. All right, get in that box. Calcifer, hopefully made it in time. Disney Plus is a huge hit with everybody talking about The Mandalorian, DuckTales, or their nostalgic series of choice like, and man, it's going to happen. I want to get through all of the stuff, Imagineering Story. I'm actually hooked on the Jeff Goldblum show. It's really good. And Mandalorian. I'm waiting for those to be done. Then I'll watch Watchmen. Watch Guardians, dabbling in the Marvel stuff. Then I'll do some classic Disney animated films I haven't seen in a while. And then, probably like late January or early February, X-Men time, baby. I'm just going to dive in and just...
Yeah.
X-Men, Simpsons, or Darkwing Duck. Wait on those Simpsons. They're going to update them in 2020, make them all 4x3.
Nice.
You know about that, right?
Yeah. I'm glad they actually react to that.
I saw somebody tweet that it went in one episode goes 4x3 for one shot. They forgot to break it for a shot.
Sure. Yeah, I've been
so
there.
It's like, whoops.
Yeah.
But I want to hear your thoughts on what could very well be the objective best things on the platform. Gravity Falls and the Pixar Spark shorts. Yeah, there's a lot of exclusive shorts they have on there that I haven't...
Cool.
That obviously, wouldn't take a lot of time to go through. A lot of great old Mickey stuff that I want to go through. Earlier this year, Pixar released for free on YouTube 3 animated shorts done by new up-and-coming directors from the studio. Pearl, P-U-R-L, being the first tackling women in the workplace, was a hit, to be sure. But what came next is literally my favorite thing this year, Kitbull, K-I-T-B-U-L-L. A 2D short from the known 3D studio took the world by storm with an extremely simple but captivating relationship between a pit bull and a kitten that emotionally took the internet by storm. It's storming. It's storming everywhere.
I gotta watch Kitbull, I guess.
I love when something takes something by storm twice in one sentence that I haven't heard of. I feel bad. especially as a Pixar fan. I missed out.
Gravity Falls is pretty sweet.
Gravity Falls is dope.
Yeah.
I haven't finished Gravity Falls, but that is a satisfying show.
Yeah.
Gravity Falls, what is the gal's name? On Gravity Falls, voiced by Kristen Shaw. But what's the character's Mabel? Mabel. Nice. I did it.
Yes.
Mabel, other than Peter Pan, was the most requested Disney Infinity figure before the whole thing went belly up. They had a vote for like, what figure do you want? And I wanted Peter Pan, and Peter Pan won. I was like, yeah. And they designed it, never released it. Some people have these like bootleg, hot off the press versions of it that they're like, it's only on eBay for $600. You gonna buy it? I'm like, I'm not buying your no. That really big Darth Vader that they almost released is on. Do you want it? No, I'll get out of here. But even though Peter Pan won, Mabel was number 2.
Nice, Mabel.
Now Pixar has released Float, with upcoming shorts Wind coming on December 13th, and Loop, the final Spark short for now, coming in early 2020. Gravity Falls, on the other hand, is an animation great, not underseen by any means, but the lack of discourse online, whilst nostalgic, clearly weaker shows just because of the time they were made are getting all the focus. There was a time where you could watch a new Gravity Falls and Rick and Morty episode in the same week, and choosing which was better was nigh impossible. Which says a lot, as Rick and Morty is S tier, so I implore the allies in chat or watching later to check it out if you are in any way a fan of animation. Like Avatar The Last Bender, it has a clear direction and an earned ending. It ended when the creator wanted to. He stopped.
Yeah,
he was just like, yeah, I'm done. I was
Yeah.
like, what? It's good. Fans were,
I've seen episodes once in a while on like Disney XD.
Yeah.
I've never really like given a series watch. I think that'd be fun.
Making it one of the greats. Thoughts on these, and I'm wondering what you think is truly a must-see content on Disney Plus that you feel is not talked about enough right now. Got to do a shout-out to my boy Adam MacArthur, who is the lead in Star vs. the Forces of Evil. He plays Marco, the counterpart to Star, the central character of that show.
Do you know that guy?
I have not watched nearly enough of that show, but that just got on Disney Plus. It wasn't on Disney Plus, and shout out to that guy. He's so great. He's on My Hero Academia. And I haven't watched that show, so I don't know what character he plays. But really fun guy, great actor, very zen, does martial arts, does mocap, does like combat, crazy guy.
Yeah.
We have a lot of fun at Comic-Con every time we go. And he always wanted to get nominated because Disney has to do that. They have to put the nominations. He can't nominate himself for Emmys and stuff. And he finally got proposed, I guess, or for your consideration, and didn't get the nom. And Star's over, so he was like, well,
dang, that show's over too, huh? That show's really good too. Children's shows are better now than ever. I feel confident in saying.
Yeah, I do, because a lot of the stuff we enjoyed as kids does not hold up.
It's stupid. Yeah.
Stupid in a fun way. Like, He-Man's dumb in a fun way.
Yeah.
And I went back and watched He-Man 4 or 5 years ago, and I was like, no, this is not the same show that I was. Is this the same show?
Well, from what I've seen of Gravity Falls and Star, it's these are smart shows written by smart writers.
And is not a Disney thing, but, come on with the chest. Steven Universe. Oof, the emotions.
Yes, with the chest.
Steven Universe.
Yes.
With his own star on his chest.
Gotcha.
Steven Universe hits way harder than you're expecting it to. You start that show out, and it's like, oh, this is fun, small cast. Life is Strange vibes, because it's this kind of East Coast town where they all hang out. And then boom, when you least expect it.
Yeah.
When you see Steven Universe trending, I'm like, what happened? And they're like, the end of the season, bruh.
Sure.
But Star vs. the Force of Evil, check it out. Can't say what, but Adam McCarthy, just one of those things you don't think about, that animated actors, when they try, AJ Locascio, of course my wife, all these people, duking it out for these roles. When you get, sometimes Amanda will be on a veil, which means, doesn't necessarily work for animation for series, but for commercials, they're like, on a veil means you almost got it. We clear next weekend, don't do anything, because you're up there. It might be you between one other person or another person, and then hello, and then they don't call you, and you're just like, what? And then you see the commercial on TV, and you're like, well, I guess I didn't get that.
Right, I was plan B.
And it was between him and another person for a solid cat, just a dream role, and didn't get it. It's oh God, it's I would wish you wouldn't tell me that, I would just don't tell me I had a chance at all, because when you're that close. But look him up, Adam MacArthur, fun guy, and really great to his fans. Is actually has his own line of Star merch now. And just when he goes to Comic-Con every year, has his own event where the fans come, and whenever he's on panels, he's really fun.
Really cool.
He does a lot of martial arts, and at the Star panel at last year's Comic-Con, 2 years ago, because I didn't go to last year's Comic-Con, he broke bricks. They like brought bricks out on stage and like elbowed him. And the can you imagine live?
Yeah, that's fun. Yeah,
smashing bricks.
Part of
Yeah,
the
people
panel.
just lost their mind.
By the way, chat's just getting owned. They're like Pinky and the Brain, Tasmania, Animaniacs.
Yeah,
All those shows are way worse than Gravity Falls.
and all Warner Brothers, so not Disney Plus.
Oh, well, no, I'm making fun of the old children's shows from the 90s.
Oh, Animaniacs rules.
It's still worse than Gravity Falls.
It's different.
Yeah, it's slapstick. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, sure.
Yeah,
you made a joke.
but,
Good job.
Yeah,
Good
but
little joke you made.
Pinky in the Brain, bro. But the thing that was that holds up about
Okay.
Animaniacs
All
is
right.
there are some jokes in that are like, did they just just the kids are like, what does that mean? The parents are like, like, no.
No, the writers are like, ha ha ha, we slipped that one, babe.
Yeah,
It's like,
man.
okay, you made a joke,
My
but
favorite joke. I think they meet Beethoven, and he's like, what? He's like, what do you do? And he goes, he's a pianist. He goes, excuse me? He says, he's a pianist. And Yakko
that's
goes,
not a funny
good night,
joke.
everybody.
That's not an actually funny joke.
It's a funny joke, man.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right, no leveling up to the joke right now.
All right. So, chat, just imagine a show that like cares about its characters as characters. You know, imagine a show that like cares about telling a story. You know, more than just like making you chuckle. You know, it's not just Wile E. Coyote out here just getting hurt for 5 minutes straight. Like, imagine a show that's actually trying to get get you to feel something. And that's what I'm talking about when I say that children's programming is better today than it's ever been. I find that there's storytellers behind this stuff, and honestly, like part of what I like about Gravity Falls in particular is that it.
I got one 90s show for you.
Sure.
You know what 90s show I'm talking about.
No.
Come on now. There is one animated show from the 1990s that wipes the floor with every animated show that has ever been created in the history of time.
Dragon Ball Z.
Obviously. I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with Schmatman, the
okay,
Schmanimated Schmearies.
Jones? Fair. You know what?
Here
That's
we
fair.
go. Kicking it off with Zephyr Moon. Dude, love this. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
This speaks to me so much. Art. Marketing. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Are you following the journey so far? Are you curious? Would you like to know more?
Oh, so this is not a comic strip.
Oh, it's a comic strip.
Oh, okay.
But it's a comic strip about a comic strip.
Okay.
You ready? Here we go. Excuse me, where am I? 2019. 2019? Am I 63 years in the future? Why am I even here? Boop. Hello, my name is Sophie Williams. I am here to tell you that I am the main protagonist of a webcomic series called Summer Days. The comic is about me and my friends' last summer together before we go off to start our new lives at the university. Follow us as we go through our last 3 months together and get wrapped up in a mystery that none of us could ever dream. Okay, I have so many questions. Like, first off, what's a webcomic? And why am I the main protagonist? And what mystery? What's going to happen to us? Coming, hopefully, in 2021.
I know that feeling.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Oh, do I know that feeling?
So you're telling me that I have to wait 65 years for this webcomic to come out and get all the answers? Oh, wait, it's 2019, right? So all I have to do is wait 2 years. Oh, that's fair enough. It's not that long. Unless...
Nice.
That's a tease,
So
baby.
that's a tease for a webcomic
That is
series.
a tease.
That's cool. So the idea is get it done and then release it?
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Good call on that.
I love the Box Peak trailer where you're like, I can do this. I can do this in 2018.
17. It's 17 even.
It's the, no, I mean, dude, Kojima did it, man.
Yeah.
That trailer.
Oh, where he announces the, yeah.
And he's like, no, just kidding. And that's the year it came out. Mocking the delay that he himself had to suffer.
Yeah.
So good. So good.
So 2021, hopefully I can respect. I think that's cool.
And hopefully you'll be back in
That was fun. Yeah, that's cool.
2021. Teach.
That's extremely good.
I understood that reference.
Yeah.
I'm jumping ahead. Sorry. Hello, Kyle and Jones. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to finish the art I wanted for the showcase this month. So instead, here's some random pies from November. Random pies.
This is not Random Pies.
It's not random pies.
Mm-hmm.
I think he meant to write pieces.
Oh, okay. Sure.
But here I am.
Yeah.
Last night,
Yeah.
I'm collecting all these things.
Yeah.
How excited am I
To see some random pies.
that we're going to get random pies?
Yeah.
And then, you know.
This is disappointing in hindsight.
So that's the thing. It's
Yeah.
tough, you know.
It's a nice piece,
just
but
like,
it's not random pies.
It's just like, you know, the challenge that Zephyrmoon was just faced with. It's like to get people excited, not too excited, to manage those expectations. You know, now that the cat's out of the bag, we are officially in the pre-launch period of her webcomic.
Yes.
And I don't even like pies that much. But I was like,
I do not like pies.
This is gonna be a showcase exclusive.
Something
the
exciting
first
about
community
random
showcase
pies.
ever
Yeah.
without random pies. But
Okay.
I'm just get hurt.
All right.
A lot of Pokemon art was done this month. Anyway, congrats, Kyle and Boxpeak. It is truly something special. And thanks, Allies, for everything you do. Yeah, really good. And what is that, chocolate? What you munching on?
Yeah, I think she's not munching on the chocolate, but
She's
Laura
getting
Pico
it.
is.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, baby.
I like the fold.
Oh, the fold is really good. Oof. I wonder if that was drawn in or if that was like scanned or something. Really good, though. I love that. Is that a character I should know?
He's from Pokemon Snap. That's Todd.
Oh, that's your guy?
Yeah.
It's not my mother, Todd. Now, wait a minute. What is that Pokemon's name?
That is Vileplume.
Who's the Oddish grown up?
So it could turn into a Vileplume or Blossom.
It doesn't have Vileplume like bleh, with like the spit.
That was
out?
Gloom.
So
Oddish,
so
then Gloom, and then Gloom has 2 evolutions.
Okay. I was trying to catch that guy in the wild area, and I couldn't.
Because you didn't have enough badges.
I guess.
There's a cap. There's a level cap to what you
I
can
guess
catch.
it's at 35 now, and maybe he was 36. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get more badges.
Okay. I was so confused. It's the first time that's ever happened in a Pokemon game.
They never did that before, yeah.
Yeah. Love it. Eldergloss is my gal. Named her Fabula. But you know why?
Excellent name.
Thank you. Because she's just fabulous.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's got kind of like a you know, kind of like a Motown vibe. You know, like I picture like 3 of them up on a microphone. Just like,
Sure.
Anywhere you go.
Fabula.
But it's between her and Mincino for sleep. Who else? You know, at the point I'm at in the game, if I want to put a Pokemon to sleep to catch it.
You tell me you got a Mincino in your party?
I caught a Mincino. It's not my party though. I got her.
Yeah, great.
So between the two, clear winner, right?
Yeah, Fabula. Yeah, I get you.
And I love that it was originally Mincino, and then I got her previous flower thing. I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
But then right after that, I caught her. It's like, oh, there,
Nice.
boom. Kyle Judging Jones. You're missing out on Silver Squad apparently. But yeah, love them all. Yeah, dude. I mean, come on.
Ooh.
With the castle in the background.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And kind of like looking off, you know?
Yeah.
It's like he sees something. Who's on the left? Which Meowth is that from?
That is a Alolan Meowth.
An Alolan Meowth. I should know that.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's a cool piece. Captures their personalities. That's nice.
And I love how everyone is just mortified by the Galar Meowth. Like, nobody likes that guy.
I love
that. I've
Galar
heard.
Meowth.
Of course you do. But I just, you don't tweet about these things. It's just in
True,
general. I just
true,
saw a
true,
lot.
true,
I saw a lot of like, what? Like that first day when I hadn't played it yet, and I was just burning
Yeah.
I was just like tunneling through Fallen Order as fast as I possibly could, and people were just like, I don't know what to think about this guy.
You're right. If I tweeted about it, he'd have more support.
You would. You gotta back these boys up.
Naruto.
Yeah, it's not. It's my hero, isn't it? That's my hero.
Yes,
Isn't
Jonesy. Yes. Yes. Good stuff, Jones. Didn't take the bait, chat. It's a really nice piece too.
It's Sasuke.
That's
Okay.
Sasuke, right?
All right. Sorry. I think we have one more. No, that might be it. That's it.
What's his name? Lemillion? It's a really good costume. I like that design.
Thanks, Teach.
Most
Oh,
of
and
the
he's got little. Oh, that's his elbow. He's got little pointed elbow. I like it.
You like his pointed elbow?
Well, it's a distinct design. I could tell what it was. You know. Not by his elbow, but I mean that.
No. There's no character known by their pointed elbows.
I didn't say I recognize him. I just said that's an intentional choice, you know? Man, there's so many cartoon characters, dude. You gotta stand out. You know what I mean?
With the pointed... No! I would count his pointed elbows as like 50th among what makes that character design iconic.
I agree with you. I just noticed it, man.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Remind me never to go to a museum.
Weird fetish.
I bet that elbow cuts.
It's a pointed elbow.
Remind me never to go to a museum with you, Kyle.
Oh, I like to separate at museums. I like to do my own thing, yeah.
Easy Allies goes to the museum. Chum Nguyen. Hi, Brandon and Kyle. Watch Joker. Phoenix's performance and cinematography were great. The one in the shadow. Heart. The one in the shadow. Sadly, don't remember. Movie itself is pretty meaningless, especially that one scene was so unnecessary. Again, the
Haven't seen this movie. I think I know what scene you're talking about.
6.5. Played Death Stranding, loved it. Even during the boring or awkward moments. Face palm worthy. BB is just adorable. 8.5. These are not facts, just my own opinion. Deal with it.
Deal with it, chat.
I love it. And here are some drawings I did this month. All right. Got to get the opinions in there. Can't just do the drawings. Got to get the opinions in too. Just wanted to do one with a beach.
Nice.
That's one of the things actually I love about Chum Nguyen's contributions every month. Sometimes he just draws a dude.
Yeah.
Just draws somebody, just...
Kind of a soft elbow, but it's okay.
That elbow does not cut. Number 2, Restrained.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. What's his name? Come on, the guy with the tattoos. Oh, boy. Oh, no.
The Batman guy with the tattoos?
He was never on the animated series, unfortunately.
Oh, Joker.
Yeah, Joker. Sadly, that is true now. Oh, boy. Love this.
Ooh, yeah.
BB Kojima.
That's really cool.
Zaz. Yeah, sorry, Zaz. Victor Zaz. Love this. Again, just a guy that I know of. Sometimes when you're so tired that you just don't have any energy to do anything. And this is a saga. Are you ready for the saga?
Yeah.
I love this. When there's no pizza left for Dante when he arrives back at the office. Forgot to put an angry symbol. And Trish, one of the culprits, whistling, pretending not to know anything.
This is good.
When did and Lady, the other culprit, looks away. And, for a bonus, I drew Virgil.
Who also had some pizza, for sure.
That is, I think
He's ashamed of the pizza he's eaten.
I think Virgil doesn't like pizza.
Right.
I think Virgil wanted tacos. I think that's the thing.
Oh, gotcha, okay.
Like, he sees them being cute, and he's just like,
yeah.
We getting tacos tomorrow? That's all for this time. Love, respect. Terju Engi.
Nice.
Love it. Ah. Bam. Bam. So these are photographs of drawings. And these are shout-outs to other people.
Look at these shirts.
Hola, Kyle and Brandon. Originally, I joined Twitter in order to follow the 9 allies, and maybe Mario64 as well. But I found myself enjoying the art and commentary from the EZA community, too. While meeting other folks in the process, I wanted to give thanks to some of the amazing artists I've had the privilege of interacting with. Pick one. Here's my growing collection of some of Teej's, at Teeketch, Teeketch, who we just saw from. Mm-hmm. Also glad that I got a chance to meet him earlier this year. Pick two.
Oh, I thought it's like pick one artist. I was ready to go.
Oh, right, yeah. Sorry.
Let's do it.
You know the style, right? You see it,
This
you know
it. Ray Laza stuff.
Also, pick two. The drawing of Urbosa was thanks to Ray Luaza and the part of his Patreon tier reward a while back. This was one of the 3 options I gave him, and I'm so glad he chose this one.
Damn, that's a good Urbosa.
It really is.
Ooh.
The lightness, from the sun is so good. 3. This was a commission that Noah Rain did for me. NoahraYne. It was a gift from my wife for Mother's Day, drawing of her and her mother, who she lost at a young age.
Aw. That makes that piece super sweet. That's so nice.
And I love the colors. Good job, Noah. Love this. Pick 4, next one is a commission recently done by Stephen Purifoy, Purifoy, Stephen_Purifoy on Twitter, of my kids. It's a Christmas gift for my wife, whose favorite cartoon growing up was Rugrats. Dude,
she's
Juan,
gonna love that.
dude, shout out for getting the good, commissions for gifts.
She's gonna love this piece.
I gotta get some commissions.
I didn't think about that, actually.
Kyle, can you draw me some box peak stuff?
But, commissions as gifts is nice.
Oh, huge, man.
Yeah, for $300, Jones? Absolutely.
Yeah. I wanted to get one from a buddy of mine who I used to work with on my defunct card game, and I got it for Rohan for his birthday, and I wanted him in a rowboat with Han Solo, Rohan, and it's like Han and he's in the back like, what are you gonna do? And instead he drew Rohan as Han Solo in the boat, and it was so good. I was like, and he's like, what do you think? And I was like, it's fine. Fine, it's good, because he draws a lot of caricatures.
Yeah.
He gets commissions for put my husband's head on Iron Man, and he's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So I think he just I miscommunicated. That
sure,
fine.
I'm sure Rohan loved it.
And Rohan was like, thanks.
Oh,
he was not a big fan. Rohan now who works for Epic. What?
Nothing chills me more than a thanks.
He was confused. He wasn't sure.
Yeah,
I had never given him a gift before as well.
Oh,
so he was a little confused. But love that. Love especially the style. Rugrats hype. Rugrats holds up. Pick 5. Saw Jen at YouTube, YOUCHUBE, post some cool backgrounds from an older community showcase and decided to purchase some items I enjoyed. Little did I know that she'd get me into loving Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. Pick 6. Sorry for the sniffies.
this is fun.
Yeah. Love these. Love that one on the left especially. Met Aaron at Aaron Bolduc Art. AARON BOLDUC Art. At the same event I met TJat, and I'm very glad I did.
What was the event?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I think it was an Easy Allies thing.
Yeah.
Maybe it was unofficial Easy Allies.
Well, no. So to me, these pieces look like something you can get at Artist Alley at a convention.
Oh, which is the best.
Yeah.
I love every time I go to Comic-Con and all of the money that all these people spent, Legendary Films and DC and Marvel and Sony and Square Enix and Xbox, and come to see our stuff. And I'm just like, the highlight of my day is just wandering through and like, oh, cool Raphael.
Yeah.
Oh, $20. There was one year I bought so much art that we've never put up on the wall. One of my favorites was Superman, and he's like, whoa, up against a wall, and Catwoman's like, hey. And Batman's hand is like, excuse me. Just coming in from the outside.
Horny Superman?
No, Superman's like, whoa, wait, it's a horny Catwoman. And she's like hitting on Superman, and he's like, I'm not sure about this.
Yeah.
And Batman's like, poking Superman.
Are we doing this?
It's just the hand. You don't see the rest of Batman. It's just the hand poking Superman on the shoulder. Okay. I was like, oh, come on. That's so cute. Another one. I have another one. Speaking of deaths at Disneyland, I have another one that's Joker and Harley at Disneyland, and everybody's dead around them. And they're like, la, la, la. Just strolling down Main Street.
And you bought that?
Yeah. It's so great. It's really messed up.
Jones.
It's good. I mean, the funny way Joker kills people, with a smile,
Town Comic-Con in Haverhill, Massachusetts.
Nice.
That's where
Jones is damaged.
Yeah, that's pretty damaged, Jones.
Sorry. Pick 7. Bought these shirts from Cal. I love this so much. I want these shirts. Bought these shirts from Cal, the Calgee, CALGEE, after seeing these cool takes on breakfast cereals my sisters and I would eat growing up during the month of October. And pick 8, finally, an adult coloring book I bought from John. Are you ready? Here we go. An adult coloring book.
So
cool. Not quite what you're expecting. Adult because of difficulty.
No, this is a thing. This is a
no,
real
definitely,
trend.
Yeah. At Sumrow, SUMROW. These are all Twitter. Haven't colored anything for myself or that wasn't Nickelodeon based in ages, and of course, thanks to the Order of the Nine for bringing all these amazing people into my life in some way, shape, or form. Amor y respeto, Juan Roland Jr. I love it that Amor y respetos.
That's our third.
It's the third one.
Cool.
All right, new art coming in from Skim Milk.
That was fun. Those are a lot of really great artists. That's cool, and I'm happy for them to be, selling their stuff, making money off your art. It's really cool.
And it's also a perfect time to mention that the Community Showcase post was exclusive to the $10 and above tier, patreon.com/easyallies. Once this stream is over, I will make it public, so you can go comment on all the pieces that you've seen. A lot of these people talk about they're promoting their YouTube channels. You can go and check out more of their work if you want to see it. So if any of this stuff interested you, check out patreon.com/easyallies. It is a bit of an old post because it was put up last week. So what you can do is you can either click on posts and then click on the Community Showcase on the left, or just scroll down a bit.
Okay.
It should say Community Showcase December 2019.
Control F.
Skim Milk. Howdy, allies. I hope you both are well. This comes fresh off the heels of Black Friday, so I wanted to share a moment that I just recently experienced that Papa Jones will one day get to enjoy very soon. I bought my 4-year-old son his first video game. The Lego Marvel Collection for PS4. I hope it was a good choice. I figured its characters he recognizes, couch co-op, unlimited continues, nothing overly violent. Also a bit curious if Jones has given much thought to what might be his son's first game. I hope something he's interested in. That's what I'm most curious. I'm much more interested in finding out what he naturally gravitates towards than if he's going to enjoy the things I want him to enjoy.
Great. Good perspective.
Because that's what every time I hang out with kids, I'm like, what is it? That's like Paw Patrol. Paw Patrol, I'm like, Paw Patrol, okay.
Yeah.
And when we went to register for stuff for him, I was like, Paw Patrol, there it is. This is my second time showing off some of my drawings. Thank you again for your kind words last month. I mean, yeah, kind words are pretty easy when bam, you get stuff like that. This time, I thought I'd share something that I think only the allies will really understand. When I was a kid, I wanted to make a video game, as I'm sure many of us did. However, I grew up in Amish country, and a job in the games industry was a pipe dream for a kid in the 80s who lived in a village where cows outnumber people 10 to 1. That never stopped me, though, from just drawing all those monsters and characters, maps and cities.
That is so cool, dude.
Yeah, dude. And all the wonderful video game goodness. Fast forward to today, however, and I'm a 36-year-old cable guy working for Comcast, and priorities/responsibilities have changed, but I never stopped building my world and keep adding to it when I can, and though it will never come to fruition, it's an honor just to have a small portion seen by you two fine gentlemen.
Wow.
Love and respect, Skim Milk. That one's good. I think this one's my favorite. Boom, those eyes. Look at that. Those eyes. Oh, I love it. I love skulls are a big part of it, and I love how tentacles are a big part of a lot of the stuff coming up. Love the eyeballs in the tree. Love the sign. Love the little village in the background. The colors, of course, are just out of control.
Do you know what I'm not on board for?
I love the smoke.
Saying this will never come to fruition.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah, of course.
This is cool stuff. Don't think like that.
Somebody out there, game developer, hire this man. But the tentacles, man, the Cthulhu vibes. I love it.
Yeah, that's freaky.
That guy's gonna stab you in the face. Thank you, Skim. Neil K. Bonsteel. Ooh-wee! How are my scrappy little pigs doing? Not good.
Not good.
Why bring that up?
Maybe he wrote that a long time ago.
I mean, I put up the post last week. Actually, I did put it up on Thursday.
Yeah. Not good.
It's just the 2 years. You know what I mean? I mean, not to spoil the podcast, but it's just the 2 years,
The 2 years of losing in a row?
Yeah, 1 year and then another,
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really call ourselves Scrappy Little Pigs anymore, can we?
Yes.
We can?
Until the new season begins, we're still the Scrappy Little Pigs.
Okay. As promised, I up my pledge in honor of Don't Call Me Mama, which has put me in the Community Showcase tier. Hey. So, now that the holidays are almost upon us, I've decided to share some themed artwork. Oops, sorry. Blazow. Love this. Alternate holiday icons for your consideration. Never having been too keen on the typical holiday fare, I went about brainstorming something fresh. Without further ado, move aside Rudolph and all of your riffraff, I present to you a collection of brand new holiday-appropriate characters with accompanying blurbs of the poetic variety. Love and respect, Neil B. at Mayor McFrumples. As you might imagine it's spelled, Mayor, M-C-F-R-U-M-P-L-E-S.
So I know that there's some twisted stuff ahead.
I think this speaks to you, right? I think this is kind of your.
I mean, Mayor
bag.
McFrumples does some art for our streams that's just pretty out there, man. Pretty wild.
Do you want to read these?
No.
Okay. The bitter remembrance of football seasons past. It was not all the year for the Browns. It was not at all the year for the Browns, though you drafted Mayfield, then doubled down. The season's lost, and you'll claim to move on, yet forever haunted. How did it all go wrong.
I did draft Baker Mayfield. But I did not double down. Kyle knows when to move on.
The real fir tree.
Ew.
Okay, seriously, who let this thing in? It's just been standing there in the corner of the den. It stinks so bad my eyes are wet. And I swear, I've not seen it close its mouth yet.
That's a nice little thing.
I like it.
Me too.
Very Nightmare Before Christmas. I like it.
This is good.
Mega Discount Wishbot. Did you ask Santa for a Nintendo Switch? Well, here's a waterlogged Vita found in a ditch. His efforts are good, with a little imagination, but please, play along. He's doing the best he can.
Imagination best he can. That one's a stretch, Neil.
I think I've said this before on Easy Allies. I want to make a Twitter account called That Doesn't Rhyme.
Yeah.
And I literally just rip it. Sorry. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Sorry, Taylor Swift. That doesn't rhyme. Because it drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll hear a song and I'm like, okay, I don't think that was supposed to rhyme. Like even Weezer is like, well,
what are you criticizing Weezer for every single week?
I said even Weezer. Ugh. So I'm saying they're a great band, but even Weezer sometimes.
I don't know what that means.
Even Weezer.
Even Weezer.
Doesn't rhyme. Feel free to take that Twitter account. I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Al Gorman. Gornaments. It's Al Gornaments.
Mm-hmm. Why does he look so evil?
I don't know. He warned us years ago, and we didn't listen. Now we live with the consequence of our decisions. To pay a penance, one not too dramatic, we adorn him on a reusable tree of plastic. None of that rhymes. None of that rhymes.
No, listen, decisions. I actually really like that. That rhymes. If I would.
Okay. I have two words for everybody that's going to be cocky about their rhyming. Stephen Sondheim.
Okay.
Go back through that man's work and then try again. Okay?
Whoa.
Yeah, that guy like will rhyme phrases where he'll like one sentence will then have to go into the next sentence because he's like, those two words together. Ha ha ha, look at that, it rhymes. And you're like, whoa. And some people are just like, eh.
Sondheim fans in chat.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Because there's some rhymes you're like, okay, I don't think that was supposed to rhyme. But there are other times like, I think you think that rhymes.
That rhymes.
And
listen, decisions rhymes.
It doesn't.
It does. It sounds nice together.
Why couldn't it been, now we live with the consequence of each decision?
Because I feel like...
Come on. You know what I mean?
Sometimes
I love the characters. I love the work.
Sometimes
I actually appreciate that they intentionally don't rhyme. It kind of fits into the whole kind of Mad Magazine aesthetic of the whole thing, and I dig it. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying. I gotta call these out, man. You're getting on my case for being critical?
Uh-huh.
How dare you? How dare you? You monster. All right. Jeremy Tanner, kicking it off. Oh, yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Hi, John the Cow. It's been the roughest month of my life. But I just want to say, I really appreciate all the streams. Specifically, Kyle's Friday Night Adventures. Can we just call them Friday Night Adventure?
Yeah, we should.
The Pokemon Silver playthrough, and most importantly, the return of Gundam streams. Since there hasn't been time in the Gundam streams to show off what chatters are working on, I thought I'd show them off here. A wonderful place to show them off.
Yeah,
I think Gundams are quite frequently shown off in a community showcase. And this is great. So, Gundams first.
Yes,
Let's enjoy some Gundams. Another angle. I like it. I like the battle damage. So good. I wonder if that's out of the box or if that was painted at all.
That is painted. None of that is out of the box.
So good.
This bad boy's out of the box.
I love the close-ups because of like the focus shift, you know?
Yeah.
Like I love just the sense of scale is so good.
So what's also hard to appreciate, Jones, is the lack of crisps. This is a well chiseled Gundam model. It's good stuff.
Oh, yeah. The Nerf pistol at the end isn't just a paint job. I modded it by changing out the spring, making it shoot Nerf balls at 140 FPS rather than the stock 90. What's this? Can't be frames per second. What is that? What are it? Like flaps per second? What's the F? I wonder. Is chat now? And boosted the ammo capacity from 5 to 6. Love and respect, JT. Hell yeah in Twitch chat. Hell yeah with 2 H's at the end.
Chat thinks it might be some sort of measurement of distance, Jones.
Okay.
The F.
Feet per second. Feet per second. There we go. You can just sit there and crack it up, and I have to read every damn comment. Is a parsec a unit of time or distance? Who knows? Who knows? But look at that. Look at the creation, man.
Yeah, this is cool. I love the idea of modding some Nerf guns, actually.
Look at this, man.
Getting some super springs.
Yeah, dude. Putting the tape down. Love it. Putting in the work. So good. Like Mass Effect vibes. I love it. What's that? Oh, sorry. Getting ahead of myself. Samuel Rosman with the photos and the massive comments. We're going to do the photos very quickly.
Okay.
Because this is bigger than some people's normal comments.
Oh, you only
And
get
then he
one.
drops some Legos on us
you
at
only
the
get
end
one.
of it.
One or the other, yeah.
Aloha, Brandon and Kyle.
Aloha.
I hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. I was working on something similar for last month's showcase, but got wrapped up in a bunch of IRL stuff and just couldn't make the deadline. The best laid plans of mice and men, as they say. So for this month, I wanted to discuss what a great time it is to be a Star Wars fan right now. Jedi Fallen Order released last month, and I've been enjoying almost every minute of it. I get you. I'm playing it on story difficulty because of my injured left hand. Oh yeah, I've heard story difficulty is pretty fun actually because you just
Lightsaber is a lightsaber.
you just
Yeah.
cleave through everybody.
Yeah.
But I am finding the story, combat, and visuals to be excellent on all counts. It can get rather annoying though when you keep throwing yourself off various ledges because your left thumb just doesn't want to cooperate. Then we have, but that's the struggle. You know what I mean? That's the path to the Jedi. You know, the mind and matter. You know what I mean? He and Cal are both on their own journey.
Okay. Sure.
It's a long shot. I gotcha, but then we have the weekly episodes of The Mandalorian. I've had such a good time watching a Star Wars property since I haven't had such a good time watching a Star Wars property since Rogue One, I think. Dang. I enjoyed Solo and Last Jedi, of course, but this show just brings an unequaled grin to my face every Friday. I really appreciate the Western samurai influence as well. If you've seen the arguments, people are like, it's not a Western, it's a samurai. It's like, well, it's both. Come on.
And there was someone on Twitter who's like, I worked on the show.
As a Western.
It's a Western.
As well as a throwback to the original trilogy. I mean, Star Wars is a Western samurai. That's a swords, guns. It's a whole. I saw this. Somebody put a hat. Well, I might as well just put the Lego up there just for everybody. It's from the aforementioned show. Somebody just put a cowboy hat on Han Solo, and it's like. It's like, boy, they didn't try at all.
What do you mean?
You never really think about it. He's a cowboy. I mean, he's got the vest and the gun and the boots. Like, yeah, the colors are not normally what you would see. But, like, it's amazing aesthetically what it does when you just put a cowboy hat on Han Solo. It's like, oh my God. Like, he is a rancher. Like, it's literally, like, they didn't have to work that hard. But that's why it's so brilliant, because he took all of these amazing elements, adding the Force on top of all of it. Yeah, it's Just don't let Lucas write screenplays. That's all you got to do.
Now, is this the thing I can buy, or is this modded?
I don't know. We'll get to the end.
Okay.
Then, in just over 2 weeks, we have Episode 9 releasing in theaters, capping off the Skywalker saga. We're finally going to see the, as Huber says it,
culmination
of over 40 years of storytelling. A quick PSA to the Allies. If you have the time and money, I highly recommend reading The Resistance Reborn and Galaxy's Edge Black Spire books to get ready for the upcoming movie. It'll provide a bunch of context to the time between episodes 8 and 9, and I think greatly enhance your viewing experience. Ooh. I read most of the Journey 2 content before each of the last 2 movies, and found this to be the case. I also found out recently that my gamertag online alias is officially part of the Star Wars canon now for some reason. They didn't get it from him, but it just happens. Which is at Namzor.
Cool.
Which is also a DC character, I believe. It's quite shocking to see something you've used for the past 2 decades or so in a Star Wars comic. Finally, I'm also showing off some LEGO sets that I bought during Triple Force Friday in October and built during last month's Gundam stream, so there you go. The ATST is from Mandalorian, spoilers, and the Resistance A-Wing is from Episode 9. I hope you all have a jolly December. Mahalo Nui Loa for everything you do. Love and respect, Samo Rosman at Namzor.
I did not know Mandalorian has Lego sets. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's like legit merch you can just go buy?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
And the child, as they call it, sorry, again, spoilers, but just is everywhere.
Yeah.
But the official name for the Baby Yoda is
the child. Yeah.
Is now there's a plush that's on sale, and he's in his little little thing.
I think they're
light carrier.
fools if the box says the child. It should say Baby Yoda.
Well,
Even though that's not even right. It's a whole separate race.
Disney is very foolish when it comes to merchandise sometimes.
I need to know, chat, if I take the mask off of the Mandalorian Lego boy,
Ooh.
what's beneath
Oh,
that?
it'll probably be just like black.
You think so?
They do that sometimes, yeah, when it's like, oh, you're not supposed to know.
Huh.
It's just literally like a black piece.
Cool.
Or a white piece, or just like, or just tan with no expressions.
Sure.
Yeah, been down that road. But good, I like where your head's at. Screenshots, love me some screenshots. We got 20 minutes.
Okay.
And this is good. We might bleed into the stream team a little bit. Maybe
Ooh.
maybe they'll join the showcase.
We're already 9 minutes past. We were supposed to end when you say we got 20 minutes. Okay. All right.
Baby.
Okay.
Alexander Zirianov. Hello, Brandon and Kyle. At this time next year, some of us will be playing on next-gen consoles. So let's talk about ray tracing. This summer, I upgraded my PC, and I can tell you, ray tracing isn't just a new buzzword. It's a game changer. You may think that ray tracing is just a visual enhancer that allows mirrors, water, and other reflective surfaces to better reflect things.
That's what I think.
That is true, of course, and it's really nice to see what's happening behind by looking at the glass window. However, that isn't the most impressive thing. The most impressive thing is lighting. Here's my screenshot from Metro Exodus. Boop. It's nice and cozy, and there are numerous tiny details that make this train compartment look like a real place. But look at the same room with ray tracing. Boom. Boop.
Ooh.
Boom. Boom. Look at the luggage on the top bed. Small empty spaces between individual items are no longer as brightly lit as the room, which makes it look like an actual stack of objects rather than independently rendered items that was photoshopped into a scene. Also, weird glow on the right side of the bed is completely gone. Now the scene not just looks real, it feels real. Here's another screenshot from Metro Exodus, which Daniel Bloodworth is currently playing.
This is a good sell. I like this.
Right, meow. The corner is this. This is from a stealth zone in the game. The enemies don't see the player standing there. Yes, it's not the brightest spot, but unless you're a dumb NPC from a stealth game, you should be able to see a standing person with this amount of ambient lighting. Now look at the same place with ray tracing. Boop, boop, boop. It's much easier to believe that someone can hide in this corner. This makes AI's behavior much more realistic, which makes it easier to get immersed in the game's world. Also, I usually don't get scared even when I play horror games, but in Metro Exodus, I was legitimately afraid of dark places because enemies can hide in shadows as well as the player. But ray tracing is not the same as turning down the brightness because you can still see everything if you pay close attention to the environment. And since you can identify and avoid all threats, it's a fear you can overcome. This was a completely new experience for me, and I don't think it's possible without ray tracing. So please be excited for the future of gaming. I was expecting a lot from this technology, and as you can see, it surpassed even my wildest expectations. P.S. Just because Brandon loves screenshots, here's some more from another great game with ray tracing support. You probably know what game it is. You probably know what game it's going to be. A lot of people are talking about it with that ray tracing.
Red Dead Redemption.
Heck no, baby. Oh yeah, people talking about that. I love the casualness of this next screenshot. It's just like whatever, you know. You're just flying, you know, catching the rocket, throwing it back at somebody. No big deal. I just love. Looking forward to finishing that game over the holidays. David Grund. Hi there. Several months ago, coincidentally, the last time Kyle was on the showcase, I submitted a trailer for my new indie game, along with a more personal thank you for keeping your content lighthearted and fun. I've been a longtime fan of the Allies, but owe you even more than usual after a rough year. Throughout 2019, I underwent several months of extensive radiation and chemotherapy treatment for lymphoma cancer, and found myself falling back on your videos, podcasts, and streams as a comforting presence in the midst of some challenging days and nights. I'm happy to announce that my cancer is officially in remission as of September.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Nice.
I am eternally grateful for your role in my recovery and ask only that you continue to share your passion and infectious enthusiasm for games with the world. We helped. In addition, I managed to launch my game on Steam Early Access, and though some of the EZA community might be interested in taking a look.
Yeah.
A Story Beside is a cozy top-down adventure. You had me at cozy.
I remember this.
Oh, yeah.
It was a good trailer, I think.
A Story Beside is a cozy top-down adventure that tells the story of Lyric. I remember this trailer being the perfect length. I think it was like a minute and a half. It just, there's the game. The story of Lyric, a humble innkeeper in a small mountain village. As you might imagine, a lot of my heart and soul has gone into this project, which became an outlet for my material and emotional energy throughout this entire process. Thank you once again for everything you do. My sincerest wishes of love and respect to all of the allies. David Grund, Wayward Prophet. Bada bing. And we got more. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
What's the name of the game one more time?
A world beside is something beside. A story beside.
A Story Beside. On Steam Early Access right now.
So I would imagine basically the innkeeper is typically the story that you don't follow. It's a story that's, the side quest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now that character, you are following for the main thing. All right, here we go, baby.
Oh, let's do it.
You want to jump in? I can get another one for you.
Yeah, there's another one there.
Oh no. Oh, here it goes. We might be a little late. Sorry, stream team. Making up for it right now with some music and fun videos to watch. We have gone full cam because Jessie Blue is here to fill her voice into our ears. Hello, Jones and Kyle. Let me start by saying, Kyle, how dare you?
Uh-oh.
You know what you did. The
Which
worst
one?
part is you're enjoying every minute of it. Box Peak, it's amazing how something so seemingly simple could be anything but. It is mixed emotions. I face the final episode this Friday. I look forward to the Q&A with Amanda because I have a lot of questions for her since I made such progress this year towards my VO goal. But I refuse to glorify Kyle. My submission this month is a gift. Well, part of a gift. It's a 3-minute edit of a 10-minute file I voiced and recorded. A few months ago, I mentioned to my mother about wanting to do VO for children's books and video games and posting demos online. I had said I had to have original material that I would probably have to write myself. This woman who had never been supportive of my vocal talents in the past mentioned a creative writing course she took the year I graduated high school and said if I wanted to use her stories, I was more than welcome. Ooh. She brought them over a few days later and I began transposing them from pin feed printouts back to digital text. The following is an edited version of my performance of her story, The Berry Pie. More pies. Which I plan to give her for Christmas, with the full version being made available after the showcase. I didn't want to just send the first 3 minutes of the file like last month's submission, because I wanted the listeners to hear the resolution. I apologize in advance for some of the janky edits, but it's tough to cut when the lines have to be read, to have more words after. Kyle, I'm sure you can relate. Audio editing is hard. Anyways, congratulations on finishing Box Peak and good luck with whatever project you take on next. We believe in you and love you, even though you rip out our hearts. PR12 forever. Love and respect. Jessie Blue.
The Berry Pie. It was a sunny autumn morning,
It's a quiet
and
one.
Mrs. Rabbit was about to make her weekly pies. I suppose I should get started, but I wish I knew some way to keep those kids from stealing my pies. She pondered on this problem as her well-trained hands worked their magic with the dough. Oh, why can't they ask instead of stealing? Her hands began working on the fillings. They grabbed and measured the sugar, the berries, and then she paused. I think I just thought of a way. Meanwhile, in the woods, Ricky, Andy, and Joey Rabbit were playing jumping games. I'll bet I can jump over that creek, said Ricky. Oh, no, you can't, dared Andy. Not without getting wet, added Joey. Sure I can. If I make the jump, then you girls have to take a pie. And if I don't make it, I'll take one. Ricky hopped with all his might and went flying through the air and then down. Ah! Splash! Ricky landed face first in the creek. Andy and Joey burst out laughing. It wasn't fair. Oh, yes it was, argued Andy. All right, but I'm gonna need you two to distract her. Andy and Joey went up to the front door. Mom, Joey's front paw got hurt while we were playing. Can you come and look at it? Oh my, yes, replied Mrs. Rabbit. Oh, does this hurt? She asked as she pressed on Joey's paw. Oh, yeah, answered Joey, trying her best to look like she was in pain. Well, let's get something to soak it in. As she entered the kitchen, she saw Ricky hopping off with a pie. Ricky, you don't want to eat that pie. I'm warning you. Andy heard the commotion and whispered to Joey, Come on, let's get out of here. The children met up again in the woods to divide up the pie. You two were great, exclaimed Ricky. Andy said, Come on, on, let's eat this pie. They all grabbed gobs of pie and shoved them in their mouths. They were so excited they almost swallowed before their tongues had a chance to tell their brains something was wrong. Ooh, yuck, Joey said. Phew. Andy spit hers out too. Ricky had actually swallowed some and was now heaving and making the most horrible retching noises. Andy said, "What was that?" "I don't know. Oh, but it sure was foul." Andy looked at the pie tin. She saw Mom's usual crust, but inside was the yuckiest looking mud she'd ever smelled. "I think Mom was trying to teach us a lesson." The end.
Mom.
Mud pie,
Brutal.
baby.
I love the chat. It's like, this is a Bossman story.
This is taking a turn. I know I saw that.
Also, Teach, that's how you do pies.
That's a random pie.
You know what I mean?
Mud pie is a random pie.
Those are random pies. See, it's not that hard.
That was like you found a good sample, writing sample. Like it was cool that you had someone like who could give you like a story like that to have some voices to bounce off of. That was cool.
The editing was great.
Yeah.
The layers of the kids laughing and the you doing the sound effects and on top of the voices, great stuff. All right, music. Dave Cleland. Merry December, Kyle and Brandon. Last year I shared with you an animated short I made for Christmas. This is actually a video. Sorry. But we should, why not? Let's just watch it. Last year, I shared with you an animated short I made for Christmas. It was a lot of work, incredibly stressful, and I had almost no free time leading up to December. So, of course, I've done it again and would love to share with you and all the allies. I don't think Christmas crackers are really a thing in the U.S., but I hope you enjoy anyway. Thank you for another great year. Can't wait to see how Box Peak wraps up. Love and respect, Dave Cleland. P.S. Yes, Maya is still widely used, and no, it doesn't work like that. Watch our Q&A if you need a little catch up.
It doesn't work like that.
Doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Hey, let's pull the curtain.
Okay.
Alan? 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 Where could he be? Ah! Oh no! No! Oh no! My gosh! No! Oh, wait! Oh, hold on! Hold on!
Daddy, can I put one too?
Come on, man.
Man, that was some Disneyland stuff.
I totally know this. My mom loves those. There's like little prizes inside. There's usually like weird crowns, like little paper crowns. You put the crowns on.
Huh.
Yeah, I ate a lot of holiday meals, a lot of Christmas meals with the family wearing these dumb paper crowns. And then they would have like silly jokes inside or like a little like puzzle or something.
So that was CG?
Yeah.
That was really good. It
Looked
looked
like
stop
stop
motion.
motion.
It did. That was really, really good.
David Clone. Yeah, he had one last year that was also disturbing.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So
Yeah, man.
that's Dave, baby. Adam Henschel. Hello, Brandon and Kyle. All right, back to music. While Kingdom Hearts is very dear to the hearts of many, including myself, I think we can all agree that the series can sometimes fluctuate in quality from time to time. However, in my eyes, one aspect has always stayed consistently wonderful, and that is the music of Yoko Shimomura. For my submission this month, I've arranged one of my favorite boss themes from Kingdom Hearts 2, The 13th Struggle. I hope you all enjoy. Adam Henschel. Love piano arrangements. Love seeing the piano.
The notation?
Love seeing the notation. Because the new screen comes up and you're like, ooh, here we go.
Yeah. So I got a question. Do you play that live on your keyboard and then you have a program that turns it into notation, or do you write that?
I mean, that could have just been an image that he got, like the scanned notation that he then took the little.
I thought that was his composition, though.
No, that was Kingdom Hearts.
Right.
I've arranged one of my favorite.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
It's really good. Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
That's what's crazy when you go back to, you think about Beethoven and Mozart and these old guys, and literally they would just have pen and paper and just be like,
yeah,
like whoa, and they could just hear it in their head and they're writing it all.
But there were so many little,
crazy.
symbols I'm not familiar with.
Right.
It was crazy. That was crazy.
I love it.
That was cool.
Did you know that Luigi's Italian? Happy gaming. Happy December, Kyle and Jones. I was inspired by some music by Marcus D, who does SNES remix music. Check out the album Retroed on Spotify, R-E, retro apostrophe D on Spotify. And by Kyle, who has always been an inspiration to me and gave me the idea for this sort of video from his musical freestyling. This was a project that would have been made in a shorter time, but depression and actual production conflicts inflated the ETA I had expected. Back on my feet now, and finished this specifically for a Kyle showcase. Hope you guys all enjoy. Love you all, and thanks for everything you do. Love and respect, Brian from Happy Gaming.
Boost it, Jones.
Oh, it's boosted, baby. You ready?
Well, I mean, you can get the speaker over there.
Oh, but, well, all right. A little louder in here. It'll make the louder stuff louder.
Rolling through the jungle with my best friend Diddy. Our bananas are gone and it's such a pity. Pirates and goons think they can take our land. This country is mine, I'll draw a line in the sand. Funky, Candy, and Diddy too. We're gonna hold a war against this crazy zoo. Watch me pound my chest and break through the throngs. Gotta stay strong, cause I'm Donkey Kong. Got Diddy here, he's always at my side. Got nothing to fear when he's along for the ride. His car reels and spins and an extra long jump will make any of the baddies turn into our chump. Also there's Craig, the original Kong, rocking back and forth, always preaching his song. When I was your age, I had 3 lives home slice. You got 15? Must be nice. Cousin Funky too, got those funky fresh beats. Dial him up, there's always room on his jet seats. Candy Kong, my lovely girlfriend. When I'm down to one life, she got saved barrel godsends. Rolling through the jungle with my best friend Diddy. Our bananas are gone and it's such a pity. Pirates and goons think they can take our land. This country's mine, I'll draw a line in the sand. Funky, Candy, and Diddy too. We're gonna hold a war against this crazy zoo. Watch me pound my chest and break through the throngs. Gotta stay strong, cause I'm Donkey Kong.
Gotta stay strong, cause I'm Donkey Kong.
Never disgrace the good name of Kong. When we're together, our love is strong. We stand together, never fall apart. Through thick and thin, we're on a minecart. King K. Rool better watch his back. The Kong's preparing a full frontal attack. Rhinos, ostriches, fish, and frogs, or even more creators in the Kong catalog. Whether underwater or in the sky, we're still plowing through all the big and the small fry. Cause Kongs all clench our fists together. In snow, in rain, in any kind of weather. We'll stand tall, we'll beat our chest. We'll take back everything in our banana conquest. King K. Rool, I'm gonna put this bluntly. Get out of here, cause this is Donkey Kong country.
Good rhyme. That's what you're looking for, Jonesy. Bluntly,
And I love that we have
country, man.
our 2 prominent Easy Allies rappers here to listen to the song.
Yeah.
So,
You're right, you got a little blood bonus for sure. Yeah, that's a nice beat.
am I going to criticize all these
My
rhymes?
best friend Diddy, our bananas are gone and it's such a pity. Pirates and goons think they can take our land. This country is mine, I'll draw a line in the sand. Funky, Candy, and Diddy too. We're gonna hold a war against this crazy zoo. Watch me pound my chest and break through the throngs. Gotta stay strong, cause I'm Donkey Kong.
Gotta stay strong, strong. Gotta stay strong. Gotta stay strong, strong.
Jones' approval on the rhymes, even.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That was-
the multiple throngs is a little excessive. You just do one throng. Throngs means a lot of people. It's like a lot of people's, a lot of groups.
We can be
Ben Fitter.
both groups though.
It could. I guess each level is its own group. People. Hey there, Jones and Kyle. I can't write music. Hey there, Jones and Kyle. Another piano cover this month, but for some context, it's from Benfitter. Brandon Plays Pokemon was one of the first pieces of Easy A content I ever watched, and has long been my favorite. But with the addition of live reactions and amazing artwork, Silver Squad might have overtaken it. It is a highlight of every week, and I'd like to thank you guys for streaming it. I think the art is better than anything you and I do on that stream for sure.
Yeah, it's part of it.
Maybe even better than Silver itself. Inevitably, the idea of playing Generation 3 has come up during streams, games which Kyle has dumped on multiple occasions.
Yeah.
In the July Patreon Q&A, Kyle said the games have bad music and should not be included on a list of great Game Boy Advance soundtracks. Well, Pokemon Emerald version is my favorite video game of all time, as well as my favorite game soundtrack, as well as... He says soundtrack, so maybe one of my favorite game soundtracks of all time.
Sure.
So I recorded my favorite tune from Gen 3 in hopes that you enjoy. Love and respect as always, Ben. I love the attack, the direct attack on Kyle's tastes. The Emerald cartridge, love the piano.
Oh, that's sweet.
Love the detail. Thoughts?
Look,
Did he turn you around a little bit?
that sounds great. It does not sound like that on a Game Boy Advance.
It's true. It's true. It does not.
That was you're putting lipstick on a pig. It's beautiful lipstick.
That's some pretty lipstick, though. That shade
Yeah.
is striking. Kevin Gillet. Hello, Silver Squad. I'm enjoying the mini streams you're doing these days. It's almost too much to keep up with, and particularly Pokemon Silver. Thank you for making this. Also, Achieve It Yourself was really great, and Box Peak is on top form. Congratulations to Kyle for some truly impressive shots across the latest episodes. As for me, earlier this month, I started having Breath of the Wild's Hyrule Castle theme stuck in my head again. But then, I don't know why, I started hearing it not in its original minor scale, all heavy and gloomy, but in the major scale. You know how that happens.
Yeah.
You listen to a song and it just kind of just pops up there. Glorious and regal. So here's what I made for this month. I first transcribed the original music and then took it from G minor to G major, of course. And now it sounds like Breath of the Wild's Hyrule Castle is still full of life before the calamity. I hope you enjoy. P.S. It loops at 2:15, so you can stop at that point. Let's go to 3 minutes. Come on, Kevin Gillet, let's do it.
Yeah, it's neat, huh?
and there's your loot. But if you are curious, Nivek Telig is Kevin Gillet in chat, and there's just more. Lots more. Last month we got Luigi's Mansion 3 crossed with Castlevania.
Cool.
Really good. But yeah, Kevin does a lot of that stuff. I don't think very rarely misses a showcase. And yeah, God, I'm pumped for Breath of the Wild 2. Moving on to videos, we are at least another 30 minutes. Just a heads up. Sorry, everybody that's tuning in now for Stream Team. It's hard to predict how long these showcases are going to be, but you're getting to
I knew this was probably going to bump over. When
the climax. Yeah. And we got a little time for a group stream if Stream Team wants to go a little bit long. But kicking it off, almost as always, with a game update from Michelle Jackson.
Nice.
Hello everyone. Before I get started this month, I just wanted to clear something up. Last month, I mentioned that I was working on something big this month, and I think that gave some people the impression that it didn't have to do with unusuals, but it is still very much about unusuals. So back in February, I made a community showcase video talking about the city builder in the game. And it was kind of a huge fiasco because I couldn't record video of it running, and also because it looked like garbage. Since then, I've slowly been working on overhauling the entire thing. What makes the city builder work numerically hasn't changed much, but I've completely changed the visuals, which, believe it or not, is a much bigger undertaking than the numerical portion.
I believe it.
So here's what the city builder looks like now. Basically, it still has the player deciding what sorts of developments to build at different points on the map, depending on the likes and dislikes of the different demographics that make up a city's population, as well as the terrain and the specific needs of the residents. Once the player has finished making their decisions, the game outputs a map that's customized to visually reflect the decisions they made. For this city, there's 21 possible developments, each having their own unique art asset. Once the final map has been made, the player can look at a quality of life analysis that lets the player know how well they've met the housing, food, medical, educational, and recreational needs of the residents, as well as how the 3 major demographics that make up the city feel about it. Beyond each development having their own unique art asset, each development also has at least one unique NPC, and each NPC has multiple dialogue paths depending on how their demographic feels about the city, as well as how well the city was made. I should also mention that each city's quality of life score has larger narrative implications outside of just how NPCs respond to the player. Honestly, getting the city builder up and running was a tremendous amount of work. By far the biggest undertaking with the city builder was making the map visually reflect the decisions made by the player. Because plugins kept crashing the game, I had to do everything in base RPG Maker, and what normally would have taken 21 events actually took 780 events.
No.
To use up the rest of my time, and because Christmas is coming up, I thought I'd share my recipe for Shadow Drop cookies from the Easy A cookbook I made a while back. I know this is hard to read, so I'll link to the cookbook in my Patreon post. Bye!
Again, patreon.com/easyallies. You can look up posts and click on posts on the main page, and then it'll say the community showcase will be there on the left, or you can just scroll down a bit and see the post for community showcase for December, and you'll see all the old ones. If you're watching this live, it won't be available yet to anyone that's not at the $10 tier or above, but I will make that live for everybody when the show is over.
I want to see those cookies finished.
Not only the cookies, but a lot of other fun recipes based on the Easy Allies. GW Fox. Hey, Jones and Kyle. Just messing around and trying to make different videos. Execution leaves much to be desired, as I'm not great at editing, but still had fun making it nonetheless. I think this one is super, super quiet. So crank up that volume, folks.
This is 10 10-word reviews, where I take 10 games and try and review them in 10 words or less. Enjoy. Devil May Cry 5. See snarky cutscene.
The nose.
Go into room. / shoot. Repeat. 7.5. Link's Awakening. A classic Zelda experience, TM. Performance issues diminish quality. 8.5. The Banner Saga 3. The saddest trilogy around. Impossible decisions and great tactical combat.
These are efficient, actually. This is good.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. Amazing level design and magical music. Tedious, cheap bosses. 7.5.
No!
The funny Metroidvania, and a great sequel to boot. 8.5. Shadow of the Tomb Raider.
This took a
Rest
turn.
of the new trilogy, tone is a serious problem. 8. Life is Strange, Before the Storm. First 2 chapters were great. Third, not so much. 7. The Outer Worlds. Fallout New Vegas in space. With polish and good writing. 8.5. Infamous Second Son. Great sense of power and progression, but repetitive. 8. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. Symphony of the Night, but worse. So pretty good.
Yeah.
7.5.
Oh, you got this self-promotion. Come on, baby. Again, you know, if you want to follow stuff. And if you want to follow stuff in previous showcases as well.
7.5 for
Just don't be
Tropical
scared
Freeze.
about cranking that audio, baby. Cap it. You see that bars on the left? You don't want it's at the very top. You don't want the red.
Mm-hmm.
But you want to
Here,
just
throw
barely
some mastering on that. Go ahead, compress that up.
kiss that red, baby. Oh, sorry.
Anime?
Phazon Masher. I'm so stoked about this. Hey, Jones and Kyle. In the last few months since I got laid off, I began working on a Tales of retrospective with a friend. The first episode is out. The first 3 minutes of the video is pretty much the prologue, so it works out really well. Please enjoy. P.S. Retrospectives are hard and time-consuming. I totally get why you want to back off half of them for now. Love me a retro.
If you ask someone today how they feel about the Tales franchise, they may speak of stagnant anime tropes or increasingly esoteric titles. What they may not have considered is how important the series is to the development of Japanese role-playing games. It's not only responsible for further popularizing the action RPG subgenre, but the creation of 2 beloved studios that are still making games to this day. This is the story of the Tales franchise, and the developer that brought it to life.
Great intro.
To understand the history of Tales, we have to look back to its original developers, Wolf Team. The studio was founded in 1986 as a group within software company Telenet Japan, where their first contribution was to Valis, the Phantasm Soldier, a side-scrolling action game for Japanese personal computers. A year later, Valis programmer Masahiro Akishino broke off from Telenet and established Wolf Team as an independent developer. It was during this time of independence that Wolf Team started making RPGs and strategy games, like Arcus and Zan, Kagero no Toki. In 1990, Akishino went back to Telenet and made Wolf Team an official subsidiary of the developer. During this time, they continued to make new entries in the Arcus and Zan franchises, as well as original IPs such as El Viento and Ernest Evans for the Mega Drive. Starting in 1993, the first of many shakeups that would hit Wolf Team throughout its existence came to pass when Telenet absorbed the studio back into itself. Akishino, who founded the studio and was still its head, protested this move and eventually quit, taking a chunk of the staff with him. He would go on to form a new studio, J-Force, but it would only make 5 games before shutting down in 1996, after he went missing.
この世に悪があるとすれば、それは人の心だ。
Back at Wolf Team, director Joe Asanuma, designer Masaki Norimoto, and programmer/writer Yoshiharu Gotanda were starting development on Tale Fantasia, an action RPG for the Super Famicom. Telenet and Wolf Team began shopping the project looking for a partner to help fund it. And after an unsuccessful pitch with Enix, Namco stepped in as the game's publisher. From what we know, development wasn't easy, as Namco's input was making Asanuma, Norimoto, and Gotanda resentful of their new partner. What happened next is what would tear Wolf Team apart. Eiji Kikuchi, a graphic designer and director at Telenet's soon-to-be-defunct Riot subsidiary, was transferred to Wolf Team. As part of this move, he was made director on the Fantasia project, with longtime Wolf Team director Joe Asanuma being pushed out of his usual role. Namco also pushed for other changes that didn't sit well with members of the Tale Fantasia team. In what seems like a petty disagreement, the name was changed from Tale Fantasia to Tales of Fantasia. Character names were also completely changed from Gotanda's original concept. Masakine the Sword Fighter became Cress Albane, Bowman the Bowshooter became Chester Burklight, Merlin the Magician to Arche Clane, and Temple the Clergy to Mint Adenade. The character designs also received an overhaul, courtesy of Kosuke Fujishima, a mangaka famous at the time for Oh My Goddess. His designs brought a more professional anime aesthetic to the characters compared to the original. What came next wasn't so much the fault of Namco, but rather the size limitation of Super Famicom carts, despite the game using what was at the time a massive 48 megabit cart.
Whoa.
The original story, written by Yoshiharu Gotanda, would have spanned 3 separate perspectives over 3 distinct time periods, but was dramatically reduced in scope. Originally, the plot would first follow a woman named Winona, who meets Daus, a man from the planet Daris Karlon, who comes bearing a warning for the people of Asalia about the dangers of Magi technology.
Yeah, that's 5 minutes, sorry. I thought that was... More of that you can check out, the 20-minute file.
Wait, is the whole thing uploaded on YouTube right now?
Yes, that was a 20-minute file that we got. Sorry, I thought that was cut down. So, went over a little bit, but it is a retro, and you definitely worked very hard on that, and I appreciate it. Love that. Also love the...
Who do I Google?
Phazon Masher is the name you want to...
Cool.
Doesn't have the name of the channel. Phazon Masher might get you there. But again, if you want that link, if you want that info, you can go to our Patreon and check out those links on the Community Showcase. I just get wrapped up in retros, man.
Yeah,
I'm hooked in that story.
Exactly. Yeah.
Especially the shakeup, especially the story, the company stuff, and I love just knowing what was going on in the genre at the time. Like I love going back to old things.
Anyone approving a budget on a 48 megabit cartridge is
crazy. Space Dom, hi Jones, Kyle, and allies. Here's a highlight from my Kingdom Hearts 2 playthrough a while back. Shout out to Adam Henschel, who also brought Kingdom Hearts content this month. We have definitely talked about Kingdom Hearts a couple times. This is less than 3 minutes, so we'll counter the last video. Blood will appreciate this.
Are they still getting hurt?
What happened?
It's still going. The nice thing is the gates... Oh no, the gates are getting hurt. There you go.
So good. Thank you.
Goofy won the fight.
Jack Price. Hey there, Brandon and Kyle. So recently I was kind of bummed out because we reached the end of November, or more specifically reached the time when Doom Eternal was originally supposed to come out. For context, this is easily my most anticipated game of recent memory, as Doom is such a beloved franchise to me. The delay itself I can deal with, as it was done to further polish the final product, but still, not being able to play it now when I've been looking forward to it all year still kind of stings a little. So what do I do in the meantime? Well, I've been looking to find a creative outlet to keep my video editing skills in check, and I thought it would be a fun idea to make a goofy retrospective series on what else Doom. So I present to you here the first in what I hope will be a series of videos for the showcase. Think of this video as a pilot, though it was kind of made on short notice, and I'm looking to improve pacing more on the next one. I love this video. Hopefully my personal insights and dumb jokes will be enough to win you over. If not, then I'll be sure to try harder next time. Thanks for all that you do, and as always, love and respect to you all. Jack Bryce. And this is not 20 minutes, so thank you for that.
Hi there, how's it going? Gonna keep this introduction brief, so here goes. My name's Jack, I'm from Wales, I'm pretty boring, I love pizza, and Doom is my favourite video game franchise of all time. Doom. What can you say about Doom? I mean, sure, it's one of the greatest, most influential games ever made, but... Oh shit, where do I go from here? Now, you might be expecting me to come in here like some old-timer and bang on at you about how good this game was around the time it came out, but no. I'll have you know that I actually first played this game during my final year of college in 2009. Jesus Christ, I'm so old. And let me tell you now, even playing it in 2019, I can tell you straight-faced, Doom is the quintessential FPS experience. The purest form for what would shape an entire genre of gaming as we know it today. Playing through Doom in 2019 feels as rewarding and satisfying as it initially did all the way back in 2009. Right from the get-go, you hit new game, select an episode, select the difficulty, and BAM! You're in. No cutscenes, no story, no text scroll, just you, a gun, and hundreds of demons to slaughter. The only semblance of a story you really get in-game are lines of text at the end of each episode, which are kinda neat. There's also some minor backstory in the game's manual, but I mean, come on, bud. We all know what we're here for. I suppose then the big question here is, does the gunplay of Doom hold up in 2019? Yes, it does. Weapon sounds are punchy, forceful, and each kill feels satisfying. Speaking of enemies, there's a ton of delightful demons to blast away at, each with their own unique attacks and strategies. Having a multitude of enemy types can really spice up a combat encounter. Or just annoy the piss out of you. Would you just stop it? Something that Doom absolutely nails is that, with the exception of maybe the pistol, no one weapon outright replaces any other. No matter how far into the game you get, you'll always use every weapon in your arsenal for certain encounters. I mean, I could sit here all day and talk about the original Doom, but I only have like 3 minutes to get the important things in. Shout out though to the absolutely iconic music, generally radical 90s metal vibe, cool satanic imagery, and modding support. Out of all the Doom games, this one is still my favourite. I'll explain my rankings as I go through each game, but yeah, this one is definitely still the best in the series to me, and probably my favourite video game of all time. Now, if only Easy Allies had a collection of games that they decided were the greatest, so that this game could have a chance to be placed there, like some kinda corridor of greats or something. Alright, I'm sorry, I'll leave.
That's a good video.
Really good, really good.
So it's funny because I was thinking about that recently too.
God, makes me want to play Doom. Watching that. Eric Jackson, happy holidays, everyone.
Hello, Brandon and Kyle. I thought I would change things up a little for this month's showcase. And while I have shared juggling videos in the past, this is the first time sharing something with my voice attached. Originally, this video was intended for last month's showcase, but I mistook which day was the deadline, and thus missed the chance to cover as many genres of submission as possible. With the time I have this month, I just wanted to share a little about the crazy year I've had. From traveling to perform in cities across the US and Canada, getting second place at the International Juggling Competition, landing my first paying gig as a photographer, and my first unpaid gig as a voiceover performer, it's been a pretty wild time to say the least. From voicing characters, such as the villainous Ragnarok, to an unnamed assassin, working to improve my drawing skills, as well as learning how to 3D model, it really feels like I should take this opportunity and express how much Easy Allies has grown to mean to me since its inception back in 2016. Like everyone, I've struggled with bouts of anxiety, depression, a severe case of imposter syndrome. And one of the most uplifting things I love about this community is its ability to encourage and validate every member of this bizarre family we are all a part of. It's true that no community is perfect, but just take a glance at the active Facebook fan page and you'll get a taste of the wholesomeness that pervades so much of the Easy Allies and those that support them. Of all the things we can celebrate about the Easy Allies, perhaps chief among these is their ability to bring all of us together under the great banner of love and respect. My submission this month is in celebration of this wonderful community. Before I wrap up, I'd like to thank Brandon and Kyle yet again for their tireless work across the years to create quality shows like Trailer Jones and Box Peak, for their ability to pull long and strenuous hours in preparation for any given stream, for their unyielding commitment to this medium that we all love so much. Thank you. One last shout out to a couple members of the community who truly inspire me. Jesse Blue, who in no small part inspired me to finally record some goddamn VO for the showcase. Quag Thias for creating one of my absolute favorite videos on the internet, the Final Bossman Tribute. Alexander Zirianov for his incredibly well-produced Easy Allies montage series. And Ray Luaza for being just great. I celebrate you all so much. Also a little reminder, Box Peak series finale premieres this Friday.
I like he switches up his voice too, the promo voice at the end. That's good. Premieres.
The music. Yeah.
It's Friday. Yeah, that was nice. A really nice video.
Thank you. Tyler Lingbeek. Hey, allies. My first and only. All this Box Peak talk. Little Trailer Jones shout out. Feels good.
How many episodes are you doing on that, man?
Only 2 of the new format.
I'm making more Box Peaks than you are Trailer Jones at this point.
I know, it's true. You're going to run out of them, though. Hey, Trailer Jones coming up. New Bond trailer tomorrow.
You better make an episode for it.
I learned my lesson. My lesson with previously with Trailer Jones was that I would just reach out, just universally to all the allies. Hey, who wants to jump in on Trailer Jones? Nobody bit. I tried on Sonic and I tried on something else. Nobody bit.
Yeah.
It works when I specifically attack and go after one ally.
So who are you going after for James Bond?
Mike Huber just finished watching all 4 Daniel Craig Bond movies.
Great.
And he's so primed.
Yes.
He can be a hard man to get a hold of sometimes, but I will try to get a hold of him tomorrow. And we will make that Trailer Jones happen this week.
Also, actual good juggling in there.
Oh my goodness!
Some really cool stuff.
My goodness! The switching where you just one up and then the two they swap and then.
Well, just the end clip where he switched rhythms.
Yeah,
like that kind of blows my mind.
Where I stopped juggling was because you go in a lot, like the hands go in like that, so it goes up in the middle and then out, and like swapping that with being like in out and just throwing one up and over and then trying to like get that back in the sequence. Like I would pull it off 1 out of 20 times and I was like, all right, that's enough for learning how to juggle. Tyler Lingbeek. Hey allies, my first and only submission to the showcase was a Smash montage of my Pokemon trainer, but this time I would like to submit one match. At the time I played this match, it was right after Hero was released, and Elite Smash was filled with about 90% Heroes trolling. And this one went so far as to get one of the most gimmicky stages in the game for our match. As you'll see, his plan backfired, and I think most people can appreciate a troll's plan blowing up in their face. To be honest, that first stock was an accident, as I didn't realize I had fully charged Squirtle's water gun, but hey, I'll take it. And the last stock might be my favorite thing I've ever done in Smash, but every stock taken in this match was because of the stage, and just for Kyle, I threw in a little Tropical Freeze song for those who don't enjoy Smash all that much. Thank you for all you guys do. Love and respect, Beaks. I'm pumped. Oh, sorry, we're at the bottom there. Tyler, let's do it.
You got a taunt.
Oof. So is the trolling hanging out on the borders?
Yeah, this map is really tight. Very nice.
Love the gray Charizard. And the credits. You love to see it.
Oh, so was that made in-game? That little montage?
Oh, I wonder.
Is that why the 2019's at the end? That's
I think
cool.
it might have been.
2018, maybe?
Dan Allen. Hello, Jones and Kyle and chat. Here's part 4 of the Shenmue EZA dub.
Ooh.
Oh, it comes back around, nice. Kyle. You ready? Starring in order of appearance, Michael Huber, Kyle Bossman, Daniel Bloodworth, and Brandon Jones. Here we go.
Okay.
Happy holidays. All the love, all the respect. Dan Allen, Detroit, Michigan. P.S. The last year plus of shenanigans from the EZA dub project can be found at youtube.com/litmitmedia. LITMIT media on YouTube. Take it away, Dan Allen. Are you ready?
Previously on Shenmue. Why you?
Wandy-sama, we found it.
No!
Fukuhara-san, I believe he's in the dojo.
Really? Thanks.
This is
Rio.
an important one, Jones.
While you're still sleeping in bed, farmers are working hard in the fields. Carefully picking carrots, one by one. So, how
hear
can
you
you waste
laughing.
them like that?
Okay. I'll eat them. Yuck.
Good. That's my boy.
That's my boy.
The slow build. Keep your balance. That's right.
Hiya!
Now listen. Tighten up your abdomen. Straighten up. Find your center of balance. Yes, like that.
Hey! Hiya!
Yes. Good.
Wow. That was very, very good.
Wow. Oh, man. Emotional. Shout out to Yokotaro. Here's my community showcase submission entry, which will hopefully not be flagged as spam this time. Oh, no. Guess what it's about? Yokotaro.
Oh, cool. I did not read the whole thing.
私がこの花に出会ったのは私が死んだ時だ。そう。私は 花の魔力によって動かされる死体に過ぎない。この筋肉も脳も心臓も花によって無理やり動かされているだけでもう生きてはいないんだ。この花はこの世界にもたらされた災悪そのものだ。私の体を養分として育ち、いつか私を食い尽くす。成長した時に満たされる魔力は人を滅ぼすだけの力を持っているらしい。世界を滅ぼす呪われた花だと分かった後、私は自らの命を絶とうとした。いや、すでに死んでいるんだから自殺じゃないか。ま、どっちでもいい。とにかく花を力ずくでえぐり出そうとしたんだ。そしたら何が起こったと思う？妹たちは皆殺しにする。花は破壊する。そう決めた。
$60とかのゲームを買って3分で終わるようなゲームを作りましょうって言っても、まあそれ作れないわけですよね。やっぱりそこにはよくわからない見えない壁がある。例えばその3分が世界で一番美しい3分だとしても、それはまあ社会的な要求だったりこう需要だったりして作れないというのが実情なんですね。
Shout out.
Yeah.
Super 3D Cow, I'm submitting this so late. I've been too distracted playing Diablo 3 on Switch and did not record anything new. I wanted to share a song that I've played in stream that used to be in Pop and Music but was removed. However, using a mod, I was able to put it back in, and I was shocked to find this song in the game Enjoy.
Is this gonna get us muted?
This is popular music for sure,
Okay.
but I think that last one's probably going to get us muted more than this one.
This sounds like stuff.
This is definitely music that you... Not the first time you've heard this music. And twitch.tv/EasyAllies.
Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
It's a medley though, it's fun. Got sound effects, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's actually like playing the notes as you hit them too. Okay.
Not hitting them at all. Oops.
Ah, that's really cool.
That was weird.
No!
Here we go.
Oh my god.
The stupid coins, man, that makes this so hard.
Gotta get the bar filled up. Here's the hard part. Actually, the rest of this is really hard. Ugh.
This is the best. Look at the slides. Watch his hands.
So many fireworks.
Nice. Oh. We're losing meter. We're losing our groove.
Super 3D cow got his groove back.
Nice.
Bowser's Castle always gets me. I'm really surprised. Yeah, it blew my mind when this song showed up. New record.
Shout out. Check out those streams. And again, if you want to see other contributions, you can check out previous showcases. All right, 2 more. Ian Alexander. Greetings, Brandon and Kyle. This month I'm submitting a very bizarre video comic parody I made for the showcase. Love and respect. Ian at Alexander_arts.
Growing up in Wedgehurst, all of us looked up to the Pokemon champions. Most kids got their Pokemon at 10 or 11 years old, but not me. I was always getting in fights at school, and my grades were getting worse, so my mom wouldn't let me get a Pokemon of my own. We did have a Munchlax at home, but all it did was sleep. But one day, when I was 16, my classmate Hop said his big brother, the champion, would give us both Pokemon. This is my story from when I was just a kid dreaming of becoming a Pokemon master. My name is Josh Joesword, but my friends call me JoJo. JoJo. Oh, your brother's really the champion, huh? Yeah, man. What, you didn't believe me? Whoop-a-doo! Oh! You must be JoJo. Hop has told me so much about you. Here, choose one of these Pokemon to be your partner. I choose you. Stand with me, gorillas. Huh? Cool. And I'll partner with Behind Blue Eyes. Take this evening to bond with and train your new Pokemon. We'll have your first battle tomorrow morning. A few hours later. Gorillas, hey! Listen to me! Okay, this is what we're gonna do. Whisper, whisper, whisper. The next morning. Ba-ba. Next time on JoJo's Pokemon Adventure. Gorillas uses branch poke. It's super effective.
That was very, very good.
Is that amazing?
That's really, really
to wrap
good.
up all the Pokemon conversations we've had. And someone asked for a JoJo nickname.
Yeah.
I gotta make notes. I'm writing notes.
What for?
For the description afterwards. Just talk about everything that happened. All right, accounts payable with our final entry. Hello, Jones, Bossman, and allies. Happy holidays, everyone. I had to complete the hat trick and submit a combo video for Yamcha. Super hype for 2020, FF7 Remake, Cyberpunk 27, Last of Us Part 2, and Animal Crossing. See you all in the new year. Plus, note, please turn down the audio for chat. And I did. Bam. You got your Dragon Ball, Kyle.
Don't think this will be like last time. This next one's gonna wipe you off the face of the planet.
Chad, is Yamcha top tier?
Oh, dude, starting with Kamehameha, ending with Kamehameha. How about that? Nice.
That was sick.
Fair. Well done.
And sorry, was that an actual match too?
Yeah.
I thought that we were like watching training mode there. That was sick.
Yeah, man. Accounts payable might be back next month. How you can be a part of the community showcase? Go to patreon.com/easyallies, $10 tier and above. If you feel limited by that $10 tier and want to go way above it, you can do that and still be a part of the community showcase. I will put up the submission the last week of the month. Then that'll give you hopefully a week, maybe a little bit under, depending on if I remember what I remember to do or not. Thanks, you blood, for reminding me. And then you can be a part of the community showcase. If you just want to watch it, we will be back at the beginning of next month. Ian Hink will join me at the beginning of 2020. Ben Moore will be the ally that will sit down with me in February. Those are the allies coming up. Plan your posts accordingly. Thank you to everyone who is not only watching this, but of course, thanks to our patrons at that $10 level who are part of the community showcase. And thank you, Kyle Bossman. And thank you, Daniel Bledworth, for coming in, sneaking in right at the end, and checking out his fine voice work in the Shenmue EZA dub. I love this. I have absolutely so much fun. Thank you to everybody that's on the stream team, and for people that came expecting to watch the stream team for the last 45 minutes. We are playing... What are we playing?
We'll talk about it at the beginning.
Oh! Stay tuned! Shenanigans afoot on Patreon and on Twitch. This is what happens when worlds collide at Easy Allies. This is such a delight. I won't see you again for another 6-7 months. But tune in to the finale of Box Speak this Friday in here, right? On this couch.
Right on this couch.
With my beautiful wife, Amanda Troop, who will talk about her experience being in Box Speak through Season 1 and 2. And you are all so wonderful, and we love you all. Love and respect, everybody. Mwah! See you very soon. Bye!